and watched him do it. Like I was getting ready for the podcast, and he was like, it said dock, and he was going towards the dock, but then I saw him like line up for it, and he was like, and like wiggled his way in, and then he tried to get in it, but it kept moving away from him as he was. So I like put my hand on the back of it, and he went in, and
Nice. You broke your cherry.
It's a big day for Frank. Are you going to scooch over any or no? You're very. That's great. I got to figure out something with the camera to make it better, but we'll.
Okay.
The masses are clamoring for Mom Brain on cam. They're not. No, he was just trying to get you on the camera, though.
They are.
That's none of your business.
Maybe they are.
All right. Oh, I see a cat. Okay. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo podcast webisode. I'm. How many times do I have to do this show? Jesus. I closed my email and everything. Go Nintendo podcast episode 878. The QFent podcast. The QFent. Mom Brain, would you tell us about QFent, please?
Sure thing.
Sure, why not?
QFent. Cuffent?
No, because it's an elephant.
Oh, and there's only one F. Do you want to do it?
Oh, I just wanted to look at the spelling. I'm sorry.
Okay.
CUFANT.
Yes. Using the pointy tip of its trunk, QFent carves off chunks of hard rocks to eat.
Mm-hmm.
It is very docile and helps people with physical labor.
Like a regular Goron, am I right?
Oh, because
eating rocks and manual labor.
Yeah, do it, Goro.
Eating rocks and wearing socks. They're 3 feet 11 inches tall, 220.5 pounds, male and female, and the category is copperderm.
Why did you say Goro?
Well, because that's what he says in the. Oh, you're not.
Oh, spoiler!
It's not a spoiler. Well, in Breath of the Wild, he says it too. The Gorons. It's like kind of saying like, "Hey, man," like, "Hey, buddy." Like,
oh, I thought you were going to
say, they call each other Goro? I didn't remember.
It's Goro.
Oh.
That's
why I thought Goro shows up in Tears of the Kingdom or something.
I automatically went.
Oh, you were thinking of like
Goro.
the four-armed Goro from Mortal
that's
Kombat.
Everybody's friend in helping manual labor, Goro. He's got 4 arms. You think the guy would help out? Sorry, go ahead.
Are we done here?
Hey, listen, you did all the work today and you said you loved it and it was fun. Don't bring grouchiness to the table because you're all roid raged out. You're out there scrubbing away and building things.
I wasn't scrubbing, I was sanding.
Scrubbing, sand. They're the same motion.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, never mind.
Listen, I don't do things outside, so I don't know the difference, but...
abilities include sheer force, removes any additional effects from the Pokemon's moves, but increases the move's power. End of Pokemon section. Thank you.
Thank you, Mom Ray.
Thank you.
Would you like to tell everybody about your projects today?
So
many projects.
Oh, well, so my mom's coming this week, and we like to sit out on the deck.
What is it with moms and lately, huh?
I don't know.
And our deck furniture needs to be like refreshed a little bit. It's wood, and so like it's real rough and just needs to be sanded down and refinished.
Don't want to get any booty splinters.
That's right.
Or don't want to sit outside.
And as we know, dump trucks run in the family, so booty splinters are very, very likely. So I've been doing that and cleaning and trying to get my grad school work done before she comes. And this is the last week of school coming up. So
that's something to celebrate.
We're doing it.
Booyah.
Yeah.
F those kids.
Yeah, they got 3 half days. We've got 2 full days and a half day.
But a half day of kids is better for you than a full day of kids.
A full day of no kids is best of all.
I know that, but if you're given one or the other, you go with the half day.
I bet a half day of kids feels like a full day of kids.
Well, you know what?
It does, yeah.
It's not really a half day, right? Because like a normal day is 8:30 to 3:30, and a quote half day runs 8:30 to 1. So,
yeah, who decided that garbage?
Yeah,
like, send the kids
state.
home at noon.
No, there's like
That way they can go home and eat lunch at home and whatever.
Well, they don't eat lunch at school.
That way they could go home, or maybe to their grandmother's house, and they can have rye bread, buttered toast, and a cup of tea while they watch Eureka's Castle on Nickelodeon.
This sounds very specific.
No, just pulled it out of thin air. That's what one could possibly do in the early 90s.
And it's like a busy time. And I'm teaching summer school in a different building. So I have to and my classroom's moving to a new school for next year. So I'm like packing and moving, but that happens to me every year.
3 more days.
I know.
Yes, that is what I did as a child. Before I moved out here, my grade school was right up the street from my grandma's house. And oddly enough, my parents' house was right up the street from my grandma's house. It was all very local. But I used to go to my grandma's for lunch because you had the option of staying at school for lunch or coming home. I came home. I went to my grandma's. She made me rye bread toast, buttered all the time. No seeds, thank you. No seeds in my rye bread.
Okay.
And I watched Nickelodeon, which was usually like
apparently
Eureka's
the seeds are
Castle
supposed to help with flatulence.
Digestion. It's
More or
carrot.
less.
Yeah.
help make or help relieve.
Relief.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's good for
believe.
your stomach.
And then sometimes my mom would be down there too at my grandma's, and it'd be like time for me to go. And my mom's like, "All right, Kevin, we got to take you back up to school." My grandma would be like, "Kevin, do you want to go? Do you really have to go?" My mom was like, "Mom, what are you talking about? Yes, he's got to go back to school."
That's
And
awesome.
she's like, he could miss a day, and then maybe just tomorrow they'll catch him up. And my mom's like, "Mom, don't do this to me, please."
Man, that's grandma.
All right.
Oh, grandma. I mean,
Rest in peace, grandma. She was the quintessential grandma, definitely.
and
without a
all
doubt.
she wanted was for everybody to be happy and
Mhm.
comfortable, and she'd literally kill herself trying to make sure you were
I think she would, yeah.
Yeah.
She was the goat. Hi, Mom Brain, how are you?
I'm great.
Hi, Kirby, how are you?
Good. Thank you.
Hi, Do, how are you?
Uku.
Hi, Me, how are you? I'm good. Hi, Josh Grobot. How are you, my friend? How's this week going for you?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, hanging and
A
banging?
big hello to my fans.
What have you been up to?
Did you know you can win money just for playing Tetris?
Josh, you keep telling people
$5,000
that.
is on the line tonight in Tetris Prime Time.
Josh, are you the one offering the $5,000?
We'll just have to wait and see.
And of course, George is here. George, how are you?
Sure, whatever.
Oh, Josh, come on. I should start saying buongiorno to George to make him feel even more welcome. Do anything fun this week, George? Got any fun stories to share, or just a regular week?
Pretty regular.
Eating limes and feeling regular. I got it, George.
Eating limes and doing crimes.
George would never do
Oh.
crimes. Speaking of people who do crimes, the
Fights
people of
crime.
Discord. Hello, Super Blast Text and the 8-Bit Lego and Red Sousa. Highly and Tom. Excellent picture in the Discord.
Oh,
George
wow.
with a
That's
link
great.
hat carrying what are those things called from Tears of the Kingdom? You know, the little
The
charges, zone
bolts,
charges or whatever. Kufu the Mummy, good to see you, William. George, Ice Dilbert, great great gif. Sneaker hacks. Oh, Kufu also put in a what's his name from Eureka's Castle? Batsley or something? Batford?
Batley.
Batley. Hello, Backseat Studios. Hi, Anastasia Beaverhausen, Gecko Kitsune, Nintendo, Steve Irwin, Solomester, Link. Holy moly. Alternates, Liz. We got everybody in here already. Must be a boring
It's a
weekend.
good group today. They're putting some really funny stuff.
Giant
in
Reggie, King Talsha. There was some no blades, no bows. Outlaws. Popple. I saw excitement for the podcast today, hours before the podcast was happening. Podcast. Hi, Joshua. Thanks to everybody joining us today. I don't know why you're all here today in particular, but we're welcome. We're welcome. We're happy to have you here. You're welcome here anytime. You can always come hang out in the Discord podcast chat and share things, even when the podcast isn't going on. Hello, Dre Gamer. I saw some conversations of Vianetta last week going on. I forget who it was in particular, but Discord is great. I love the Discord. I love the podcast Discord, particularly because that's where all the fun stuff goes down. Alternate Liz is here to work today. What a lovely thing to have happen. A Saturday with no work. That's great. I hope all of you aren't working today.
And those of you in the States who aren't working because it's the weekend, you can thank unions.
Dre Gamer says, I could do with some ice cream.
Always.
Couldn't we all?
Always.
There's this ice cream at Sonic what's it, like Reese's Peanut Butter Blast or something. I don't remember what it's
Rami,
called.
look at the
but-
Discord right now.
Hi, young DMO. Hey, everyone. I just got back from Knoxville, and they had this moon pie display. Good Lord Almighty. I would have
cow.
messed my shorts right there. Look at
Did
that.
you tell everyone?
Vanilla, banana, wait, what?
Man, that's like their own pride display. It's like a rainbow of
Oh,
moon
you're
pies.
right.
It's beautiful.
vanilla,
Nice.
lemon, banana, mint, which I've never had, strawberry,
Mint moon
chocolate, salted caramel.
Wow, look at them all.
Is that salted? Yeah, I guess it's just salted caramel. So I've never had the mint. I've had all the others, and they're all great. Did I tell everybody what? Oh, the Moon Pie TikTok account.
And what we tried?
Hi, Steve Irwin. Hi, Steister. Good to see you. So the official Moon Pie TikTok account,
Moon
P. If you're not following, you should follow because they're pretty funny. Obviously, they talk about Moon Pie related stuff, but they're pretty funny. They stitched somebody else's video who was like, apparently you're supposed to put moon pies in the microwave for 10 seconds and then eat them. And I did it, and their minds were blown. And the moon pie account didn't say whether that was true or not, but they were like, you should try boiling them next, which is not true, obviously, but it was a joke. But anyway, so we tried a moon pie in the microwave. Next level.
Tasty.
Only way I'm going to eat them now. It was unbelievable.
Really?
It was so good. I'd say 10 seconds was a little too long for our microwave. So caution with your microwave, but I'd say 5 to 10 seconds, man.
Yeah, they go quick.
Wattage
Oh my
is
God.
very.
Sounds great.
Yeah, check your wattage, please, and do not take my time as gospel. But boy, it was life changing. Now I've had 3 or 4 since then, and that's the only way I'm eating them.
So how much legal trouble are they in for the idiots who actually boiled their moon peas and are trying to get money back from
Well,
them?
they can boil them, but like they don't tell you it's going to be good. They just say you should try boiling them. So they're not saying it's going to go well or you're going to like it. Just you should try it. So-
Just you should do it.
and that's where the moon pea comes from. That's right, because they were using the auto-generated text, the auto-generated voice to read their text, and it said moon pea, and they just left it as moon pea. So they're a very funny account. But anyway, hi Tony De La Mancha.
They're like the Devolver Digital of the snack world.
What a title to be given, but yeah, they're definitely along those lines. All right, we got a little bit of stuff to cover before we get into main news. You know, obviously, first we started with main news and moon pie discussion, but this happened to me on the way home today. Had no intention of talking about anything related to my walk, but now I have something out of my walk, my Pikmin Bloom walk, as usual. I always listen to the H3 podcast when I'm walking. And when I finish one, I start the next on my next walk. So today, I had one that was 40 minutes. I had 40 minutes left in an episode. My walk was about 52 minutes. So I was like, I'll start listening later than I usually do. So I mistimed it and I got almost home and the episode was over. So I have a couple downloaded songs on my YouTube Premium and it just started playing one of those. It was playing that new Daft Punk song, the one that was released with their anniversary album, that I really love. I never listen to music while I walk. I love this song. I'm humming along to it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to sing because I really love this song. So it's like a very falsetto song. I look around. Nobody's around.
I love where this is going.
Yeah, I know. I look around and I'm like, I'm letting it go. Letting it go. Walking across a bridge. There's a stream. Look down in the stream. Man staring at me, fishing, horrified. Horrified. And I'm like,
can you give us a little taste of what he might have heard?
It was just me singing high like the song does. It's not right. It's not true. But I'm singing it really loud. And I swear to God, I looked down to look at the water just because I always do when I walk by. And he was looking up at me, just like eyes wide open and like, and I just, what are you going to do? I waved and
What the
I kept.
hell is that noise?
Yeah.
I'm glad you waved.
Am I
You know,
gonna-
you like went. You were like, you know what?
I waved
I
and
own this.
I waved and I kept singing because I'm like, I'm going with it.
Yeah,
Where
why
it's
not?
already
Good for you.
ruined.
Good
It's
for
already
you,
ruined.
Actually, that you
so-
kept singing. I would have been
I
mortified.
sing while I run.
It was already awkward because I know he didn't know that I was going to look down there and we saw each other. So I didn't want to be like, and like awkward wave or like pretend I don't see him. So I'm just going to continue doing what I was doing.
Did he wave back?
No.
Oh dear.
His hands were full.
What,
Yeah, the
there's
run-
nothing embarrassing about what I was doing. It's not like I wouldn't do that. It's just like it's something I never ever do on my walk. I never listen to music and I never sing. I was moved to do so at that moment. And of course, that one time
I understand.
someone
great.
catches me. So you know, I've had a lot of I shouldn't say I've had a lot. I had a couple weird encounters this week, and they're both related to people that I see when I don't expect to see people. The cat was in my office, and the cat likes to look out the window. The window wasn't open. The blinds are closed. The curtain's drawn. And I was like, I'll open a window for you. So I'm in my robe, but my robe's like open. I got boxers on underneath it. But so I go open the
Really
curtains
painting
and
a
I
picture
open
here.
the blinds and I go to lift the window. I haven't looked at the window at all at this point. And as I'm lifting it, there's a car stopped at our driveway looking at Mom Brain's truck. I can't tell you how many times people stop to look at her truck, like slow down to look at it, stop when they're walking to look at it. But this guy was driving pretty much dead stop looking at the truck. And then he starts to slowly come away or drive away as he sees me opening the window. And we lock eyes because I'm like, why is this guy stopped looking in our driveway? And he sees me and he knows he was doing something weird. So he waves to me and I'm like, and I wave back to him and I'm like, this is the most awkward exchange I've ever had. Open robe, man staring in our driveway, some stranger that I'm now waving to and he's waving to me. I'm like, what are the odds that I go to open the window at this exact time? But
Ugh.
small town living, that's what it is. They're eyeing up that truck. If you didn't have that truck in the driveway, we wouldn't have these problems. Got to get rid of it.
Gotta watch that truck.
And that's what probably he was thinking. He's like, oh, look at that beautiful truck. It needs to be washed. She's got to
Yeah.
take care of it. Or
Oh.
he's got to take care of it.
Probably.
He's
Definitely.
probably like, sir, can I please let me wash your truck for
Yeah,
you?
right.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to
I'll
pay
do
me.
it.
I'll just
I'll do it for free.
It's like that guy on TikTok that's like, your lawn looks a little out of control. I'll mow it for free. I'll take care of it for free. Guy does amazing work. I see so many
Yeah.
People are
times.
so skeptical of that man, and no one,
Yes.
and rarely do they really seem that gracious to him. Doesn't seem
I
like
gotta
that.
say, I think if your yard gets to the degree that those yards are in, then the person that is in that house mentally has something going on. I'm not saying like they're depressed, they're off kilter, like they're struggling. Something is up. Something is up.
9 out of 10 of them answer the door like you with the open robe, you know,
Yeah.
or like no shirt on, and they're just
Mhm.
like, "What? What do you want to do that for free? Why would you want to do that?"
I am upset that when you do see the people's reactions at the end, they're like, "Oh, thanks a lot," or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
they're
And they
just like,
close the
"Huh,
door.
different
Yeah.
place.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
like a different place."
I've seen one lady who had a great reaction, but outside of that, I'm not saying he did it for you for free, give him a huge reaction, but you think you would just have a huge reaction.
Yeah, it's
but
crazy.
to each their own. Anyway, so there's my embarrassing story. Speaking of embarrassing stories, here's an embarrassing story for the internet. Starfield had its big Xbox showcase presentation where Microsoft dedicated the end of their showcase to Starfield, followed by like I want to say a 45-minute like documentary about Starfield, showing gameplay and talking details and all that stuff. So that's their big game of the year, obviously, and I think it will be very big for them. I've seen a few articles that I think rightfully so have pointed out like this is the first game we can think of in a long time that Microsoft has had where PlayStation owners will be like, oh man, I really want to play that. And now they're not going to buy an Xbox for it, or they're not, maybe they'll play it on their PC or whatever. But that I believe that's true. It's the first big Xbox game in a very long time that will give PlayStation fans envy. But they, like I said, they can play it on PC. But anyway,
I'm sorry, before you move on, didn't they have a huge deal where they were like, "We're not going to keep Bethesda games off of Sony platforms. Calm down. You're going to get all the games." They never said that. It was
no, they they're not gating all their games, but there will be some that may be timed exclusive or exclusive forever. Like, this one game is obviously a huge game for them. Yes, it's going to be Bethesda's like a flagship game, and it's not going to be on PlayStation at launch, but I would imagine a year after it'll be there. We don't know that for sure, though. We'll find out. But yeah, I mean, every other Bethesda game is on PlayStation, or almost every other, I should say. It's not like there's Bethesda does a lot that's not Starfield, and all those games are everywhere. So yeah, they're staying true to what they said. They said, paraphrasing, that it'd be like a game by game basis, but the vast majority of stuff would be on all platforms, which has been true so far. But we also found out that Starfield is running at 30 frames per second. Doesn't matter if you're playing on Xbox Series X or S. And of course, the internet lost its mind, or part of the internet lost its mind, because some people are like, the developers are lazy. This is garbage. And others people are like, well, cancel my pre-order, not playing this garbage, all that stuff. And like I said on Patreon, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. If you don't want to buy the game because it's 30 frames per second, it's your right. Don't buy it. But the vitriol from people who were online tweeting Bethesda and individual Bethesda developers saying like, your team is lazy and untalented and this is an embarrassment and you should be ashamed, and like horrible stuff. Like, it has gotten so bad that developers of other companies and just companies in general have used their social media to be like, you guys, what you're saying is wrong, and you got to think about what you're saying. Like, they have made the conscious decision to go with 30 frames per second because they're looking for a certain level of graphic fidelity. That's the decision they wanted. They wanted a game that ran at a steady 30 frames per second, but had a level of visual sheen. That's what they were going for. So it was a decision that they made like this. And to say that it's lazy or untalented or unskilled developers couldn't be any further from the truth. They're like, that's not how these things work. So
I'm sure some of these people making these complaints, like, they're just like 30. That's a lower number than 60, so it's got to be bad.
well, yes, I would. You're perfectly. I think that's a perfectly sound argument, because there are people who get caught up in the console wars, and they just know this bad, this good, and they don't know what they're actually talking about. But also, there are people who know what 30 frames per second is, and they're like, it's unplayable, and I can't handle it.
I mean, if this was like the new Street Fighter or something, if that was, announced, that we're going to lock it at 30 frames per second, then I could understand people being upset. But not even
when you're
like at this to this level.
Oh yeah, certainly. You're right with fighting games when it comes to frames in a fighting game. Frame inputs in fighting games is certainly important. Yes. Now you're exactly right. You could expect some sort of disappointment or pushback on that, but still not to this degree. No. But yes, in a fighting genre, especially if you're looking at the tournament side of thing, if you're a tournament player or a competitive player, then yes, the frames per second certainly matters without a doubt. But that's, a drop in the bucket compared to the industry at large. But yes, we're talking about Starfield, a different genre completely. And again, this isn't us saying because you like 60 frames per second, you're a jerk. That's fine. You can like it. And you could want that. And you could personally be disappointed that it's not 60 frames per second. But it's not a show of developers being lazy or unskilled or untalented. And it's certainly not a reason for you to go online and harass these developers in all sorts of horrendous ways. It's embarrassing. People are already going on the I don't remember if it's Metacritic or not, one of the review score aggregate sites, and giving the game a 0.
But they haven't played it.
It's not even out. You can't play it. They're just like leaving reviews that are like Bethesda's lies all over again. Here we go. Never trust Todd Howard, and give it a 0
They're
score.
calling him like the next Peter Molyneux and all this stuff. And
yeah. How come? All right. So people shouldn't be doing that, obviously. But also, why does I'm going to say Metacritic? I don't know if it's Metacritic. I apologize if it's not. But why does Metacritic have review scores open now for a game that's not out?
Oh.
Why don't they have them dated for the release date of the game?
I guess.
Like, yeah, right. Get more traffic.
It gets people going. It gets people going, and it gets traffic.
Sure, why
I hate
not?
to say it, but they love it.
I can't fathom why those are open right now. Dre Gamer says, "What do you need 60 frames per second anyway? It's an RPG, isn't it? Sure, it has some shooter moments, but it's not FPS." King Telsha says, "To be fair, I'm like 90% sure that people who go 30 number better than 60 are people who don't actually play games."
That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's like all they know is that like 60 is a bigger number.
Good to see you, Guy Bones. Yeah, it's true. I mean, listen, when I was a kid and I was playing games and I was in the console wars defending Nintendo on the front lines,
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
No, I'm saying how stupid it was back then. It's just like,
Oh, okay. Okay.
a
Like
game
you're
would
bringing up an
release
old
and I'd
war
be like,
story.
this is a 16 meg cartridge. That used to be something I would say. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Like, it doesn't make the gameplay better. It's just a bigger cartridge. That's all it was. But like cartridges, like they used to market games like that. Like there'd be cartridges like 8 megs of power and like all that stuff. And I'd be like, yes, 8 megs of power. It doesn't mean anything.
Marching through the street.
Just means the cartridge is bigger. That's it.
Power.
Exactly. Like, and Sega and their blast processing, which used to make me mad, but I'd argue about size of cartridge. So it's all dumb.
Well, I mean, that was just a complete scam.
Yes. Blast processing was a scam. Yes. Or a marketing buzzword. Size of cartridge was true, and that's how big the cartridge was.
At least megs are an actual thing.
Yeah. Salman Sterling says Starfield will also be available on PC. On PC, it can run at 60 frames per second, as well as hardware, or as well as your hardware can handle. Yeah. So if you are a diehard 60 frames per second, I would imagine, like, if you are really, really diehard frame rate on games, I would imagine you would never even consider playing a console game. You would never touch a console. You would only be PC, because then you can have unlocked frame rates and all that stuff. So you would scoff at the console peasants because your PC
is the master race.
Master race. Thank you. I couldn't remember the term, but yeah. Highland Tom says, me in the playground, 16 bits and 7 mode graphic or mode 7 graphics. That's right. Mode 7 back then.
Yeah.
Although mode 7 is actually a thing. But yes, I used to make the same arguments as well. I'd just be like, these people just don't understand. And you know what? I think I was right, because I'm still playing Mario games, and I don't think as many people are still playing Sonic games. Just saying it. But it had nothing to do with all the stuff all that garbage I was spewing on the playground back then. Plus, to like the 2 people who actually cared at the time, it'd be like
the only people that would listen.
I'd be like, The Legend of Zelda, blah blah blah, and they're like, I'm playing NBA Jam, and I'm like, what is NBA Jam? Everybody's yelling, they're on fire. What what magic system is in this game? So yeah, the frame rate discussion has been out of control for a while now, but the Starfield stuff has just taken it to a whole new level. And I say it's embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. Complain about and have an opinion about frame rate all you want. Base your purchasing decisions off of it. That's fine. But don't wish death on the developers and call them lazy for making this decision. It's simply not true. It's embarrassing.
Death to all of them. Yeah, he also said, I mean, I guess I should have done a little more research, but I didn't have a 4K TV at the time. The Xbox Series S is going to be like 1440 or whatever that means.
Xbox Series S doesn't do 4K.
And then 4K is going to be for the sweet Xbox X.
Yeah, Xbox Series S cannot do 4K at all with any, like, it's not a hardware feature. It's at 1440p.
So there you go. I'm not getting the game now.
You do have a 4K TV. Are you running things in 4K? I don't know.
I am on the PS5.
So on
and with my Apple TV too. I mean, when it supports it.
I mean, when I was over there and I saw like even just the menu of your Apple TV, I was like, man, it looks nice. Looks real nice.
Yeah, it does nice.
When I don't care about any of that stuff. When I get my next TV, it will obviously be 4K and I'll set it up to use it. But my TVs are only 1080p.
Well,
that's as high as they go.
We're talking to a guy who, how long was it before you got glasses? Like, I mean, none of that meant anything to you. It still doesn't.
Now, how long has it been since I've gotten glasses? Because this is still the first pair I've gotten,
you might need
been a decade ago.
Prescription.
I mean, these are scratched beyond belief. The paint is like worn off everywhere. Like they're falling apart. It's horrendous. But I just don't want to go do the eye test again because it's like another hour and it's like another, I don't know, it's like $80 or something. I don't know. And I remember going to get the glasses. And the lady's like, what frames do you want? And I was like, what ones are the cheapest? And she's like, and I was like, no, what ones are the cheapest? And she's like, oh, and took me over. And she's like, these, they come with the prescription. And I was like, okay. And she's like, you don't want to look at anything else? Because she's trying to be like, these are ugly. And I was like, no, I'm fine. I just
lady, look at me. Do I care what I look like?
Right. And then everybody was laughing at me because I had never worn glasses in my life. So when I first put them on, I had trouble walking because I was like, my feet don't look like they're going where they need to go, and it's causing a problem for me. Like when we were walking out of the mall, Mom Brain was like, "What's wrong with you?
You're like,
What's
"Dude, what?"
happening?" I'm like, "I can't see where my feet are going."
It's like one of those 1960s like hippie cartoons where they're
Yeah,
walking
right.
like down the
My-
whole
yeah,
street with
yeah.
the
My
long
legs are
legs.
stretching out. And it's funny. Just the other day, I went for a walk and it was raining, so I left my glasses here because they get covered in rain. And when I came back, I sat down at the computer to work, and I'm reading emails and stuff, and I'm like, "What is happening? Am I having a stroke? Why can't I see?" And I was like, "My glasses. I'm not wearing my glasses. I forgot to put them on." But yep, living that glasses life. Can't go back now. They got me. The old glasses scheme. They showed me my eyes are bad, and now I need them.
Probably
It's
misses
like
his
drugs.
old glasses.
It's like drugs. You stop doing drugs, can't. Whoa!
Oh,
We got a bit of a storm
the
going
drug
on
lord
here.
didn't like what you
That's
were saying
right.
about him.
Thor, the drug god. Hopefully the power of the internet doesn't go out. If it does, so goodbye, everybody. One last thing before we go into news. Mom Brain, I would like you to be here for this.
Sure, why not?
Mom Brain?
She can't hear you now.
Not where she is. Well, whatever.
She's
yes, I
beyond
said
our
this
help.
is. I want to talk about something that I want you here for.
Okay.
What are you doing? You're like nervous.
She was closing windows, or
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Weird.
gonna make sure my windows are closed. Actually,
oh yeah,
I
just
smell
peek
the
for me
rain.
too. I'm pretty sure I didn't even have them open, but
Like the deserts miss the rain. Outlaw sent me an email this week that I wanted to read to you guys, and I got his permission to discuss this. Not that there's sensitive information, and I know they email me, but I always like to get permission first. Outlaw sent me an email. It pertains, well, it doesn't pertain to either of you, but it is something both of you can relate to.
go ahead.
Outlaw says, I felt like emailing you because of your discussion on the podcast a few months ago about Night on the Galactic Railroad.
Oh,
When my partner and I were listening to you discuss it, it went on our movie night last. It went on our movie night last list. I think he says last, but I meant to be list as a we'll get around to it choice. Then we started watching an anime called Mawaru Penguin Drum, directed by Kunihiko Ikuhara, known for Sailor Moon and Revolutionary Girl Utena. I am familiar with both of those. Turns out this anime was inspired by those animes were inspired by Night on the Galactic Railroad. Wow.
oh,
Or the Penguin one was in particular. We finished it last week, so we watched A Night on the Galactic Railroad so we could see what's up. It definitely is a slow-paced movie, but I like the vignettes of the cats and humans on the train on their way to the final destination after death. Thank you for recommending it on the podcast. If you ever have time, Mawaru Penguin Drum is a trip and does carry a couple themes forward with apples, the parable with the scorpion, and trains. I warn you that Ikuhara's
Trains.
anime are full of metaphors and don't always make sense on their face. And this anime has more comedic first half than a more somber second half. Thanks again for getting my partner and I interested in the movie. Oh, by the way, I'm not sure you noticed, but the majority of the voice actors in the dub were 4Kids actors. The company 4Kids. Giovanni was the voice of Ash from Pokemon. Brock and Misty's voices appeared as well. I definitely recognize it right away. I was like, that's Ash from Pokemon, the original Ash. So yeah, after that, I was tuned in. I was like, I recognize a lot of these voices. So that was pretty crazy to see. But thank you for taking the recommendation. Like I said back then, or like we all said, not everyone's cup of tea. Certainly slow paced, but I really enjoyed it, and I knew it would be up Mom Brain's alley. And Dew was nice enough to suffer through it.
well,
And took some things out of it afterwards.
I would
but-
say, yeah, I would say that although it wasn't, as you would say, my cup of tea, it stayed with me.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
forgotten about the movie.
Yeah.
Whereas like there are tons and tons of movies that I immediately forget about,
Yes.
and
the
this one I'm not
picture
going to.
that Guy Bones posted of it in the Discord, I didn't remember the movie. I felt it. Like I saw the picture and I had a feeling, not a memory.
Oh man, that's a great gif of it too. Yeah. Alternate says, hello, Squeakers. Oh, look at that cat.
I know Squeakers is real nice.
Gecko Kitsune said the voice actors made it a trip. I actually want to watch it again now. There you go. Yeah, we're out to share recommendations of all kinds of stuff. Thank you to those of you who actually take them. I know most of my recommendations usually are things that are pretty out there, but I know there are things that are out there, but I know they'll really click on a deep level for people. So
Speaking of recommendations, if you've been dabbling and considering The Young and the Restless, now would be a great time to drop in.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm sweating a little bit. The episode, I like The Young and the Restless. This isn't like I'm ashamed
like
to
it or
admit
do
it.
you
Or,
love it?
I don't have guilty pleasures. I only have pleasures. But I'm not like watching every week or every episode. But if Mom Brain is watching and I'm in the room, then I'll definitely watch. And these last couple episodes were, it's as quintessential soap opera as you can get. But I mean it as such a positive, because all the things that are going on are so outlandish. I don't want to spoil the things that are going on, but I will agree with Mom Brain. Right now is a great time to jump in, because you've got, without spoiling things, kidnapping,
Well,
Medical emergencies.
medical emergencies.
someone has amnesia, right?
No,
Not
amnesia
yet.
right now.
And
Maybe you do.
Some
Any evil twins?
no evil twins.
Although I will give everyone a little bit of a, I mean, there's a lot of trigger warnings you could put in there, because there's like kidnapping and whatnot, but there is a character who is having a very serious pregnancy complication early in her pregnancy. So if that's something that is
My favorite character,
yeah,
by the way.
but if that's something that's really sensitive for
My
you,
favorite
then I
character-
would say don't watch.
So in the beginning of Young and the Restless, they do like their intro is a whole bunch of the actors, and they play the main
best
theme.
thing is it's not the same every week, every day. The intro is only the characters who are in that episode.
Oh, very Game of Thrones.
But I had a complaint for over a year that my favorite actress, Sally Spectra, the actor's name I don't remember, but she's the one that's in Control, the redhead in Control. It's her.
Courtney Hope.
Oh,
There you
I
go,
believe,
Courtney Hope.
if I recall correctly.
She is my favorite character
she's
on
on
the show.
the Young and the Restless.
Yeah, she's a regular character.
I didn't
She
know that.
was on The Bold and the Beautiful, and then came to The Young and the
She's my
Restless.
favorite
cow.
character, but she
It's
was
like going
never
from
ever.
AEW to WWE.
She was. That's right. AEW Collision starts tonight. By the way, Punk returns. She was never in the intro, and it would piss me off because everybody would be in the intro, and she never had an intro. Now it's the 50th anniversary of Young and the Restless. They redid the intros. She's in it.
Beautiful.
She made it. I'm like, this lady's in every main storyline. She's tied to all the big main characters. How is she not in the title? Now she's there. She made it. So they righted their wrongs. But Mom Brain's right. If you're curious, even just a tiny bit now would be a great time to jump in. And do yourself a favor. Don't look up anything. Just go in blind.
Well, look it up as you're because they'll talk about people, and like I had to look up a couple of things of like, how are these people related? Because there's like 10 people in the entire show, and they're all related somehow.
All these things share a common thread in my life: comic books, wrestling, soap operas. They all have deep lore where you're like, who's this? What does this mean? And then you go online and look it up. Or comic books are nice enough to have a little box that says like, this happened to
Sure. Yeah.
issue, whatever.
Check
Go
out
read it
this
there.
issue, yeah.
So I guess that's a common thread for me.
Look
I
in
love
the
that kind of
Discord.
stuff.
Yeah, how about it?
Oh,
Below
wait, what am I?
that.
Oh, Steve Ernst is staying at my parents for Father's Day this weekend, so I get to see smelly old Maisie.
I bet
That's
Maisie
beautiful.
stinks.
That dog's breath
Cute.
stinks without a doubt, and I mean it in the best way possible. Also, Guy Bones, that gif of Courtney Hope and the Alan Wake guy, whatever his name is great. I think that's it. Let's go on to news. Mom Brain, would you hit me with the news jingle, please? Wow, right on it. Hey.
News.
Chris Pratt talked about the Mario movie with Entertainment Tonight.
Oh, is this where he said that he secretly wants his kids hurt by somebody so he could kill that person?
So I saw that
I guess not.
headline and I made a note to go back
been
and
hanging out
read
with
about
Liam
it
Neeson.
this weekend because I didn't read the specifics, but I saw the headline. And I was like, I got to look into this, but I haven't looked into it yet. He talked about the movie being a success. He says, we're so grateful for the support. It's really shocking to see, or it's really shocking to me how successful the movie's been. I mean, I expected that people would love it the way I was excited about it, but it's truly multi-generational around the world. People love it. They love Mario. It's a really fun, funny, cute, heartwarming movie. And God, I can't believe I'm part of it. Stomping Koopas. Also, he's asked about, when is there going to be another one? He says, we're in the midst of the writer's strike, and so everything has been paused and put on hold for the right reasons. I really do support the WGA and our writers. When the negotiations have been completed and the writers feel comfortable moving forward, then it'll be time to start talking about what's next for that. And he says something will be coming soon. I guess that soon means however the writers get back to work, or whenever the writers get back to work, but obviously we don't know when that is. So no surprise, the sequel's coming. But Chris Pratt is surprised it's been as big a success as it is, and I gotta say, so am I. I know it would be very popular. If somebody told me it would be the number 2 biggest animated movie of all time, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Very much surprising.
Saw that Guillermo was down with it too. Our boy Guillermo del Toro.
Was like knowing
praising.
me, I made that a top story this week. So
Okay.
I'm sure we'll talk about
We'll
it.
get to it.
Toy Lolita says, let's start a petition for the next movie to be based on Luigi's Mansion and not have Pratt in it at all.
Well, see, that's actually kind of brilliant. He can be in it as Mario, but like he get kidnapped and you wouldn't be in most of the
you'd hardly
movie.
hear from him.
That'd be great.
I'm down. Moving on, we have some discussion about theft going on in Japan surrounding Pokemon stuff. So I believe we talked about it last week. Pokemon card stuff is going insane in Japan. It's very big worldwide, riding a new high right now. But in Japan,
usually it's big in Japan, but I guess it's big worldwide.
Yes, it's another level right now in Japan. And some people have decided to turn to a life of crime to get the Pokemon cards that they want.
Turn to
those
it.
2 guys worked jobs here in the States so they could steal Zelda when it came out. But the Wall Street Journal did a whole feature on just how bad the crime situation is with Pokemon trading card games and people trying to get their hands on them. Obviously, if you're trying to go the traditional route and get them in stores, there's lines out the butt. And stock is depleted almost instantly. And Pokemon Company is trying to print more as quickly as they can, but they simply can't keep up with demand. And then obviously some people are buying those to turn around and sell them online for exorbitant prices. And those prices are being paid. So it is what it is. And some people have decided, I want these cards so bad that I'm going to steal them. Or they've decided, I want to sell these cards for a lot of money so bad that I'm willing to steal and potentially go to jail. So the Wall Street Journal broke down some of the things that are going on in Japan right now. One store had 600 cards stolen. That's valued at $47,000. Another theft led to $200,000 in damages and 550 cards stolen. Listen to this. One guy climbed on the roof of a building, took the emergency staircase, and rappelled from above into the store to steal cards.
Crap, it's like Mission Impossible.
Yes, right? It's like comic book villain kind of stuff. It's like stuff Spider-Man would stop.
He should just get to keep it, I think.
He made it in. He made it out. It's all yours. It doesn't say any damages there either. A store in Akihabara just opened. And right after it opened, 800 cards were stolen. And the store lost $182,000.
That's crazy.
There's another store in Osaka that was hit with an early morning heist. And the store was damaged and cards were stolen, obviously. But this time, Good Samaritans have raised $25,000 to help the store owner get back on his feet. And they spent some of that money on getting reinforced glass for the entrance and electric shutters that cannot be opened any other way. So that's just a taste.
I mean, I hate to. It's sad. It's sad because these are real people being affected by this. But like, it's comical in a way that it's for cards, like for a video game characters that are like pocket monsters. It's just kind of like. I mean, I'm glad that it's popular and that people like it, but that's extreme, right? That's like kind of
it'd be
insane
extreme
now you need like a Fort Knox storefront.
Yeah.
Because you carry Pokemon cards.
There's always that like risk of if let's say you're running a toy store or whatever, that you're going to be running a store in the generation of Beanie Babies or whatever, where there's going to be something that is a next level hit and people are going to lose their minds trying to get it. And yes, it makes your store a target for theft. And I'm sure with Pokemon cards, it's even more enticing to thieves. So the thieves aren't big Pokemon fans, obviously, for the most part. I'm sure some people are Pokemon fans and they're just stealing the cards for themselves. But the thieves don't care what they're stealing. They're just stealing what's going to get them a lot of money based on the amount of effort they have to put in. And you can haul a ridiculous amount of Pokemon cards in a very small amount of space. So it's a perfect crime. They're like, I could fill up a backpack and make $200,000 with a packs of cards. So yeah, I'll go in and try and steal those. It's not like it's a physically big item you have to get out of a store. So yeah, I mean, it's the perfect storm of popularity and value and small physical space that it takes up that somebody's willing to rappel off the roof of a building to go steal Pokemon cards. So
That's insane.
crazy stuff going on there. So over in Japan, people have to be safe when they're or careful when they're going to stores because they could get into some very sticky situations. And unfortunately, some people have decided to turn to crime to get what they want. So I don't know. Obviously, we'll get to a point where it calms down. Pokemon Company will get to a point where they printed enough cards to make up for the amount of people who want them and are trying to get them and are paying the big prices online. So they'll become more plentiful, and then the resale price will drop, and then theft will be quelled. But we're not there now. We're still in the thick of it. Crimson Lore says, "Wow, the guy who repelled from above. That sounds like the kind of heist you'd expect Jesse and James to try and pull." Oh my God, that's perfect. You're right. Jesse and James would be trying to do that.
So is that a Pokemon reference?
Jesse and James are Team
Oh,
Rocket.
I thought it was like a funny way to say Jesse James, like the old Western outlaw.
Jesse and James were the Team Rocket duo from pretty much the beginning of Pokemon that are always trying to steal Pikachu from Ash.
And they're lovers or siblings. I could never figure it out.
Why not both? Buster and Babs can be both, so why not?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there you go.
And they're with Meowth, and Meowth is one of the few
Meowth.
Pokemon who speaks English. Why?
He's like the only one, right?
I said few because I didn't want to be wrong, but he's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that knows English. I'm sure chat, you can tell me that I'm wrong and give me another example. But yes, Jesse and James, they are not lovers. I always thought James went both ways. That's
Okay.
my own thing.
I can
I
see
got
that.
no evidence. I just always felt that. I don't think they are
The
a
internet
couple.
has evidence.
I don't think they were ever a couple, but I have not seen every
Rule
episode of
34.
Pokemon, so I don't know. James has lots of fangirls, says Alternus Liz. Oh, I believe that. That's not hard to believe at all. Guybon says there are other Pokemon that know English. They knew two, for example, telepathically.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I'll accept that.
Mewtwo.
Telepathy.
That's
counts.
true. Hi, Turbo. Good to see you. Wait. Who's... wait a minute. Turbo says podcast and Viennetta time and birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Turbo.
Happy birthday.
Josh Grobot. It's someone's birthday. Do you think you got it in your pipes to eventually give us the old razzle dazzle? Maybe not.
No, not at all.
Oh, sorry. Oh! You can't just give them what they want. You got to tease them with it. Beautiful, Josh. I'm just seeing now. Turbo is eating birthday cake Viennetta, which I didn't even know was a thing. I hope it is your actual birthday too. Not that you can't eat it if it's not your birthday, but we just sang you happy birthday. Birthday cake Viennetta looks pretty damn great. Happy birthday, my friend. Hope it's a great one. So there you go. Don't steal Pokemon cards. Just buy them online for 10 times the price. I hope both of you, well, I know you didn't. I hope you didn't look at this because this is a guessing game that I think you guys will want to actually play.
Okay.
Because I know the other ones are just fun for me. The Super Mario Brothers movie is now one of the top 20 highest grossing movies of all time.
Alrighty.
Not just animated, just movie. Top 20 highest grossing movies of all time. It is number 18 at 1.3 billion worldwide. Now, Kirby and Dew, you two are movie aficionados.
Oh,
I've seen a movie or two.
yeah, you know.
Can you
I wouldn't
guess
go that
some
far.
of the other movies that are in the top 20 highest grossing movies of all time? This is worldwide totals.
Well, got to be Avatar up there.
Avatar is number 1, 2.9 billion.
Yeah, Avengers Endgame is in
That's
there.
number 2, 2.8 billion.
Um,
I'll give you the other
I
Avatar.
know
too.
Titanic's like still in the top 10.
Avatar 3 is 2.3. We'll count that because you said Avatar. Titanic's number 4. You guys are going
Okay,
down.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Titanic is 2.2. You guys are going in order exactly. Star Wars: The Force
mostly
Awakens
Kirby.
is 2 billion.
I might have looked this up at some point.
So you've got top 5 nailed down.
Man, that was really impressive.
Now can you do 5 to 10 or 6 to 10? I'm sure you could get some of. You probably get all.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't Spider-Man No Way Home?
That's right. I forgot
Spider-Man
about
No Way Home is
Spider-Man.
number 7, so you're missing one in between those two, but that was 1.9 billion. You're missing number 6. You have Star Wars.
Oh, it's probably
some movie.
Infinity War then.
Infinity War is 2 billion. Yes, number 6. There you go. So now you just need 8, 9, 10. You definitely know all 3, and it's not like I forgot. You
And
1 million
Titanic's
know
probably
this.
the oldest one on the list, right?
These 3 are no,
Oh, wait.
no, it's not the oldest.
Interesting.
Jurassic Park. One of the new ones.
Jurassic
I'll give
World.
it to you. Jurassic World is number
Jurassic
8.
World,
Yes,
thank you.
Jurassic World made 1.6 billion. So you need 9 and 10 now. I don't know the age of 9, but it is from when we were kids. Not like young kids, but we were definitely kids.
Yeah, like Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
No Terminator in the top 20. I can give you one hint if you'd like.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
No.
Yeah, I'll take a hint.
It is animated.
Oh, Shrek.
No.
Toy Story.
No. We were kids.
Oh, we were kids. Aladdin. The Lion King.
Yes, Lion King. There you go.
Oh,
1.6 billion. And then number 10 is the only one outstanding. Much more modern. Not like, the last couple of years, but it's a modern film. And here's your hint. You've already guessed multiple installments in this long-running franchise.
Oh, maybe another Avengers movie?
Yeah, just the Avengers.
Oh.
1.5 billion.
Oh,
there you go.
yeah.
There's your top 10.
That's why they kept making them.
Now I'll give you your 11 through 20. Furious 7, Top Gun Maverick, Frozen 2, Avengers Age of Ultron, Black Panther, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Star Wars The Last Jedi, Mario, as I said, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and the original Frozen. There's your top 20 biggest movies of all time.
Next time you ask yourself, why does Hollywood seem to be making just sequels and the same thing over and over? It's because it makes money, baby.
You are right. I saw that Nintendo. Nintendo is correct. So I was wrong about The Lion King. It is not the original. It is the 2019 live action
that's really
animated,
depressing.
Really?
whatever you want to call it. Yes. So The Lion King 1.6 billion 2019 version. There you go. That is correct.
Really?
That's amazing. King Broly says, please leg out over Last Jedi. What does leg out mean?
Leg out.
Is it a typo?
What would it be instead of leg out?
I don't know.
Please let out. Please
Get out?
get.
No,
That's
that
too
wouldn't
many
make any
letters
sense.
wrong.
Leg out. Well, leg out could be like beat the Last Jedi, like leg out the Last Jedi, but we don't know what we want to leg out the Last
Please
Jedi.
leg out over Last Jedi. Yes, I guess that's what they're saying. Has the legs to run past the Last Jedi. So Last Jedi is at 1.33 billion. Mario is at 1.31 billion.
Duh,
So then,
right.
yes, that's what it
they're
would be.
talking about.
So it could happen. Could be there now for all we know. I don't know. There's your top 20 films, people. Moving on. Nintendo Summer of Play Tour has been announced for the United States. Are you a Nintendo fan? Are you in the year 2023? Do you live in the United States? Do you like to play? Well, then Nintendo's got something for you where you can, quote, play Nintendo Switch games and explore the worlds of some of your favorite Nintendo characters. Stop by the Summer Play Tour to play games like Pikmin 4, Tears of the Kingdom, Splatoon 3, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario 3D World Plus, Bowser's Fury, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, and more. The tour, the Summer Play Tour starts off June 15th, so 2 days ago, and it runs to August 28th. Let me tell you where they're going to be, not everywhere, but where are they going to be next? Right now, they're at the Mall of America. They're heading to the Great Lakes Crossing Outlets in Missouri. They're heading to the Meatpacking District pop-up in New York on June 29th. They're going to Tennessee, Florida, Texas, Utah, Colorado, and California is their last stop at Santa Monica Place. So stop by. It's free. Play some games, get some swag, have some fun. There you go. Smasher 89 says Tropical Freeze turning 9 years old and still getting promotion. Isn't that kind of unprecedented, not counting new re-releases? It's the greatest platformer of all time, sure, but it feels like there should be newer games for their lineup. I think they're probably doing like a lineup of recognizable characters for people, which would be Donkey Kong, Mario, Pokemon. Smash is there for representation. So that's my guess. They probably got nothing else. Well, we know they don't really have anything else Donkey Kong that they can put out there right now. So
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Is it indeed seen as the best platformer of all time?
I don't know that I would say that.
I
I'd
think
say
that
it's in
might have been their
discussion.
opinion.
I put it in the top 10. I'd go top 10. Just for like a straight up traditional platformer. Yeah, I'll go top 10. Speaking of top 10, we got the top 10 Japanese hardware and software sales for May 2023. I'll spare you guys from the guessing game because
Thank
it's
you.
Japan. Starting with number 10, Switch Sports, Smash Brothers Ultimate, Splatoon 3, Minecraft Switch Edition, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Pokemon Scarlet Violet, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, Hogwarts Legacy, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and your number one, Tears of the Kingdom. The only entry in the top 10 not on Switch, Hogwarts Legacy, but it is coming to Switch. I forget what they said. September, November? I don't remember. So another almost complete sweep by the Switch in Japan. At the time of this chart, Switch or Tears of the Kingdom had sold 1.5 million units in Japan alone, and that was only from the data after May 12th, so not even a whole month. That completely trounces Breath of the Wild. In the same amount of time, Breath of the Wild sold 346,000 copies in Japan by its third week, so not even close. Switch was number one in hardware once again. Switch OLED accounted for 52% of total Switch units sold in the month of May. Obviously, a lot of those were Tears of the Kingdom edition. The Switch sold 345,000 units in Japan in a month, compared to the second place platform, the PS5, which sold 145,000 units. So easily beat that one out. Hawk says, I remember hearing that Zelda was a franchise that sold much better in the West than it did in Japan. I hope that's a thing of the past. There's not a reason it shouldn't do well in Japan. Well, Breath of the Wild has made that a thing of the past. You are correct. Japan has now decided we like Zelda. So there you go.
Nice. Maybe it's I don't know if we have the data, but maybe it's affected sales of older Zelda games. Maybe because they played Breath of the Wild or liked Tears of the Kingdom, maybe they'll try something older.
You'd have to dig deep into the data to find that, and we're only looking at data for modern platforms. But you could see where like Skyward Sword is on the Switch, which has gotten a boost in every other region, so it's probably the same in Japan. And then I don't know about spin-off titles, but yeah, anything that's not on the Switch as far as sales go, it's very hard to track that now because nobody's really paying attention to what was selling on the 3DS or the Wii U or even the Wii. So I don't know. But yes, other charts we've seen all Zelda games get boosted that are on Switch thanks to Tears of the Kingdom. So North America, what do we got? Let me tell you. Alchemic Cutie. Anime Beauty Girl Puzzle.
Beauty Girl.
Ooh.
Love game history
That's
adventure.
great.
Do you know the origin of Beauty Girl? Have we discussed
I thought
this?
I did.
I mean, I know it. I believe.
So Droth has 3 boys, and the middle boy, when he was like, I don't know, 3, 4, she walked into her room and he was like playing with his brothers, and he put on one of her bras and he was like, look, Mom, I'm a beauty girl. And
True
then
sign of a beauty girl, bro.
and ever since then, anybody any Playboy bunny kind of situation, or anybody who's like a woman who's like scantily clad or very voluptuous is a beauty girl. And so for a summer or two, I watched The Boys while I was on summer vacation, and they found this like Netflix cartoon movie about like some kind, it had like an Indiana Jones vibe, and the main character was a beauty girl, like for sure, and they were obsessed with the movie. And I had to be like, Droth, they're like she's like a beauty girl.
They're having their
like,
awakening right now.
I'm like, we're watching this
They're
movie
quickening.
like over and over again, and like there are beauty girls.
Yeah.
Like,
What's the movie?
I have to. I'll find it.
Yeah, I want to
I'll
watch an
find it.
animated
Yeah.
Indiana Jones
Yeah.
movie with the beauty girl.
It was bad. I mean, I watched it a bunch
Oh,
of
yeah.
times. It was bad. Yeah, beauty girls. It's
Well,
one of my favorite things.
now they can play their beauty girl games with anime beauty girl puzzle, love game, history, adventure. Annalyn, Arcade Archives, Bravo Man,
Bravo, man.
Beat 'em Up Archives, Birdie Wing, Golf Girl Story. That is a game version of the anime. Blue, yes, Blue Kid, but that's BLOO.
I'm blue.
Cave of Past Sorrows, Cyber Hunters, Dungeon and Tales, Warriors and Dragons, Eastern Euro Truck Simulator, real off-road car driving game sim 4x4 mud, Eastern Exorcist, Finger Football, Golan 2, Flannel Amethyst, Forest Golf Planner, Ghost Files, The Face of Guilt, Hatsune Miku, The Planet of Wonder and Fragments of Wishes, Healthy Recipes, Hoppy Hop, Horse Club Adventures, The Complete Collection, Jack Jean, Nova Lands, Pandemic 1993, Proto Corgi, Robolt, Smushy Come Home.
Please come home.
That's that game about that cute little mushroom. Stay Out of the House, Summer Days, Tilly's Tale, Tales of Train Spot. No? Okay. Thought you guys were going to... It was a layup.
What? No, I thought it was.
Oh, because of the trains.
Yep. The Fairy Song,
Yeah,
The Sin,
I was one late.
Zero G Gunfight. Joe Shabadoo says, Flannel Amethyst is just a great name. I was thinking that as well.
I was thinking it was a terrible name, but
Great because... no, great because it's bad. Yeah.
oh, okay.
I like healthy recipes. Not even in your video games can you have have a fatty food or anything.
Nope,
Healthy recipes.
Dude, do you mind doing the old Nikki Hill?
I don't mind.
Monbrain or Josh? I'm sorry. Josh, could you?
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nikki's sweet releases.
I think this is it.
Oh, I've seen... okay, I've seen that movie.
Oh, okay. Looks like that kind of animation style where they put no effort in. That's mean to say. People worked on that, and peace and love. So these are the European Switch eShop releases for the week of June 15th, the year of our Lord 2023. This is Stu Michaels filling in for the esteemed Nikki Hill. Nikki Hill, we speak your name. What's lined up for this week? Alchemic Cutie, Annalyn, Avia Corporation, Beat 'em Up Archives, Birdie Wing Golf Girl Story, Blue Kid, that's BLOO Kid, Brave Soldier Invasion of Cyborgs, Dagachi Virtual Pet, Dordogne, Fall of Porcupine, Flannel Amethyst, Forest Golf Planner, jeez, Ghost Files, The Face of Guilt, Horse Club Adventures, Complete Collection, Jack Jean, N Piano. Is that like N plus? But you have ninjas
Yeah, right.
over like
I
playing
got
music.
No clue what it is.
Proto Corgi, Raiden 3 X Mikado Maniacs. I don't know what I just read.
Mhm.
Smooshy Come Home.
Now the next one is a great name.
Scroma.
SQROMA, Scroma.
Scroma. Okay. Summer Days, Tilly's Tale. And I'll give you one guess as to how days is spelled. DAZE.
Oh,
For those playing at home. Super Drunken Guy. Tales of Transport. Wait, the game's called Super Drunken Guy?
Yeah.
It better be rated mature. The Fairies Song. And The Sin.
No Blades, No Bows got a comment. You want?
I wonder what the sin is, personally. No Blades, No Bows says, Proto Corgi sounds like RoboCop's canine partner. I bet its catchphrase is, dead or alive, you are cuddling with me.
Oh, I would play
That's
that.
pretty good.
Let's see what the sin is.
Or maybe James Belushi is in it. Is he in the Canine movie? Or is that Tom Hanks? No, that's Turner and Hooch.
yeah.
There is a
They're
Canine
like the same movie, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's The Sin. The visual novel The Sin is an echo of an ancient folklore that permeates the life of the inhabitants of the former USSR. Darkness which came from nothing.
USSR.
And archaic cults associated with the other world of demons and terrors creeping up into the light in the window with the coming of night. There you go. You can try it or you can play it for $6. It's got 2 people and a cat. It's all black and white.
All
There
right.
you go. And somebody that looks like Charlotte Flair is in it. Go check it out for yourself. All right. Moving on. You might remember that recently we talked about a rumor of Illumination and
Moving
Nintendo
on.
working together on a Legend of Zelda movie. That was a rumor, not confirmed. But we said, it made sense because, of course, Illumination and Universal are going to want to work with Nintendo again after releasing the second biggest animated movie of all time and one of the top 20 highest grossing movies of all time. So, yeah, them working together again, not surprising. But Chris Meledandri, who is one of the directors of the Mario movie, and he's also the founder and CEO of Illumination, he was asked about this Zelda movie rumor, and every outlet was like, Chris shoots down Zelda movie rumors. Chris denies Zelda movie rumors. I've been doing website stuff and news reporting for a long time. I know when I see PR speak and ninja talk and ways of making you think they said no when I didn't really say no. He does not say this is false anywhere in here. He very carefully words what he says to make it seem like he's like, that's crazy. I don't know why anybody would say that. Here's his exact statement. So he's like, he was asked, is the Zelda movie real? And he goes, I don't know where that came from. I mean, I can understand how people would surmise all sorts of things because obviously we've had a great experience working together. My relationship with Nintendo now includes being on their board of directors, so I understand how people can surmise these things. But in terms of the specifics, that was just something that I've been hearing lots of reports. This is just about what's next between Nintendo and Illumination. Nowhere in there does he say, no, this is incorrect. He's just like, I don't know where you heard that. I hang out with Nintendo and we do things together, but we're just talking about what's
We're
next
just
right
friends.
now. So am I saying that's proof that he's doing this Zelda movie? No, but I just want to make it clear. He did not say no. He did not deny it. He did not say this isn't true. This is only rumor. He was just like, I don't know where this is coming from. I couldn't possibly. I guess because I'm on the board of directors, people think about this stuff, but that's it. So if you've seen outlets saying it was denied, it was not denied. He tries to damper the discussion, but I'm sure he doesn't want to talk too much about any of it in general. So he gave his PR foo response, as I like to say. So take that as you will. Not a confirmation, not a denial, just a very carefully worded response. King Broly says, I'm going to say this means nothing given the current climate in Hollywood. Once those matters pass, I expect the next direct thereafter for Miyamoto to pop up, thank people for coming to see the Mario movie, and announce more Nintendo IPs coming to the silver screen. Well, King Broly, we'll find out together. I've been hearing rumblings, more than usual rumblings, of a Nintendo Direct soon.
Oh, sorry. I've been farting. Oh,
Oh,
those aren't
never
the
mind, never
rumblings you heard.
No. Separate from those. Moving on, I do know myself well because that Guillermo del Toro thing
Moving
is a top
on.
story. Boy, oh boy. If I couldn't be more happy with this man, and then this comes out. So you guys heard me do my whole spiel about Guillermo del Toro, I don't know, a month ago or whatever, or a couple months, where he was at the Oscars and Pinocchio won, and he's like, animation isn't a genre, it's a, what did he say? He doesn't like it. Yeah, it's a medium. He doesn't like animation called a genre because it's not a genre. It's just a method of telling any story. And he's a big proponent of animation. He said he's only got a couple more live action projects that he wants to do now. And then after that, he's turning his focus completely to animation. So he's trying to do a lot for animation. And he was in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter where he sang the praises of 3 animated movies, 2 of them out now, 1 on the way. And he said these movies are doing things to push. Oh my God, look at this giant spider.
It's awful looking.
We need something to kill it.
Here, take my chocolate.
Oh man, he's moving. He knows we're onto him.
Oh, he's on the.
Oh,
It's definitely a northern recluse.
oh my God.
He's gone. I don't know where he went. Oh, he's gone. I got him. Rest in peace. I'm so sorry.
Man, that Luigi's Mansion 3 poster took it good like a champ.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, little spider. I just don't want to be bitten. I'm sorry. I don't like killing anything. I had a spider bite my knee when I was a kid, and they thought I was going to lose my leg. True story. Rest in peace. We'll light a candle for you later. Anyway, yes, he talked about 3 movies, how they're moving the needle for animation in film. And I'll read you his quote. He says, the 3 hits of Spider-Verse, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Mario are moving things, allowing a little more latitude, but there are still big fights to be had. Animation, to me, is the purest form of art, and it's been kidnapped by a bunch of hoodlums. We have to rescue it. And I think that we can Trojan horse a lot of good shovel into the animation world.
He's kind of taking a dig at the animation in that Beauty Girl Indiana Jones movie you were talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. He says it's been kidnapped by a bunch of hoodlums. I don't know if he's talking about
Is he talking
animation
about
in general,
Pixar?
or he's talking about Hollywood being like, this is the only kind of animated movie we can do. This is it. It has to be like Pixar-esque, and that's it. We don't know because he didn't elaborate. So I honestly think it's I think he's more talking about the Hollywood decision makers than the animators themselves or the style of animation. But again, that's my own inference. We don't know. He didn't say any more than that. But pretty cool to see him recognize the Mario movie, because obviously Mario movie is certainly more in line with traditional animated films as far as movies go now. But it's still outside of the Pixar and all that kind of, it's outside of the usual scope of things, because certainly it's the biggest budget game to movie adaptation we've seen, and it's resonating with audiences. So it's playing a part. And I would imagine Spider-Verse, he just loves to death. This is, all speculation on my part. And I would imagine with Ninja Turtles,
he's a huge nerd.
With Ninja Turtles, I would imagine he's a fan of Turtles, but also I would think he's really big into the style of that, the visual style of that movie, because it certainly has the unique look that was inspired by Spider-Verse, but doing its own thing too in the comic books as well. So I don't know, but Guillermo del Toro doing what he can do to spread the word on animation as a medium and in the cinematic world out there, I think that's great. So even though I didn't personally like Pinocchio, I'm very happy that he made it. I'm happy that it got recognition, and I'm happy that this guy is going to be pushing for more animation. So that's cool.
I knew I read this. So in the article, he says commercial animation where characters and emotions are, quote, codified into sort of a teenage rom-com, almost emoji style. And then there's some cursing, and so he says, I hate that shovel.
So is that the
Is it-
emoji movie
Yeah, is he
style
talking
or
about the
emojis
emoji
in
movie?
general?
I don't know what he was talking about.
Both?
I took it as that, like, that generic computer generated animation style.
Like
Yeah,
AI generated.
I would love to ask him. Yeah, I don't know.
That is
I don't
probably
know.
what he meant.
But I'm just bummed out that, well, I mean, I get that making a movie is a business. They want to make as much money as possible, but it's a bummer that this guy who has so many accolades, so many awards, he went to with 5 different projects and they turned them all down. Like an Oscar winner, multiple Oscar winner, can't get a movie made
Because
or
he makes
funded.
weird movies compared to what is regular Hollywood. He
Well,
doesn't make traditional stuff.
But they're not going to make like Francis Ford Coppola's movie either, or Scorsese's movie. But like it's because they're, like you said, they're not going to make it. Well, you said the weird stuff, but it's they're not going to make as much money as an Avatar will, or as a Marvel movie will, or something. So it's a bummer that that happens.
Yeah, I mean, that's always since almost the beginning of cinema. That's been the rub. The art makers want to make their projects, and the studio makers want to make a buck because that's what they're doing.
It's gotten like much worse, just in like the past 10 years or so, where big studios are like, they're so averse to taking any risks in like any capacity.
Yeah, and I think that's why we've seen things pop up like A24 or Annapurna.
Thank God for A24,
where those studios are doing those projects. They obviously don't have the budgets to do the bigger ones, but Annapurna and A24 are both making the movies that the big studios wouldn't touch because they're not going to make money on them. They know they're not going to make money on them. And
the smaller studios, those two as examples, are more interested. Obviously, they want to make money and they need to make money
Sure,
to
we all
continue
do.
doing this stuff, but they also are interested in putting out certain types of projects as well. So they run a much smaller company. They run a much smaller budget. Their revenue doesn't have to be anywhere near as wide as the big studios has to be. So they can make those things work. So that's, I mean, that's what the market's doing. When the big studios won't do that kind of stuff, smaller houses pop up and make that stuff happen. And it both sucks and it's good because we see the avenue for those things. And it's great that those are out there. And it's bad that the bigger studios aren't willing to take risks more often, but they're not in it to create art. They're in it to, it's profit first for them. So it is what it is. But yeah, it's we'll see what happens with his push for animation. I imagine it's going to fall apart. I imagine
Guaranteed.
he's going to try a few films and he'll get stuff out there, and quality wise it will be fantastic, but then it's not going to be sustainable because not only does he have to deal with Hollywood and all that, he has to deal with the general audience, especially in America, that turns their nose up to anything animated because it's animated. They're like, I'm not going to see a kid's movie. I have people in my own family that feel this way, and I struggle with being family with them because it makes me so mad. But that's the average American viewer for you. They see animation as something only children watch, and that's all it'll ever be
children
capable of.
and perverts.
And perverts, yes, of course, always perverts. If an adult is watching anything that is cartoon, they're perverts. So that's very true. Spider-Verse is changing it a bit. It's certainly changing it a bit.
That was Spider-Verse.
Excellent.
Amazing.
I was hearing good things. Yeah.
Yes, it had the second biggest opening of the year, so that's people turned out for it. So that's great. But yeah, we were surprised that we all liked it better than the first one. So
Nice.
because that first one
And
was
we
a
all
masterpiece.
loved the first one.
Mm-hmm.
We all loved.
Yeah,
the
I
first
really
one.
liked the first one.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah,
And
5
somehow
out
the
of 5.
animation and the style that they use in this one they take it so much further. It's crazy. It's crazy. There you go. Kobun says, I'd love an A24 style studio exclusively for animation. That would be cool. That would be awesome. There are, I got to tip my hat to Apple. Apple has greenlit and paid for whoever did The Secret of Kells and all those movies. They helped
nice.
fund those projects.
Oh yeah,
and
that
that's
Wolf
cool.
Walker, right?
Because they're not making money off of those movies, but those movies are
and,
great.
There's a children's story that you're familiar with, the dog, the cat, the horse, and the
And the
pig,
boy.
whatever that is.
Yeah.
I watched that, and that was very moving, and it was nice and short. It was like 30 minutes.
That all the animals smoking cigarettes?
Yeah, that's actually what it was. It keeps the place in my book.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with animation. The coming generation respects animation as like a medium for
Look.
conveying stories. The older generations are stupid, including mine.
Ours. I have so much hope that the generation after us is really going to do it. Like I've seen examples of how I can really hope that they're really going to do it. I will do anything to support them.
You're just talking about animation, right?
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like we gotta take care of them. We gotta be good to them. We gotta take care of them. We gotta pave the way for them. We gotta make good choices for them because we're, I think, the last of, like our generation is kind of a mix of like, those not so great folks. And then I'd like to believe us on the other side of things, but
Horrible, downright horrible.
the up and comers, man, I'm putting my hope in you all. Please don't disappoint me, and please tell me if there's something we could do to help.
Wow, pressure's on.
I'm a teacher, man. That's what I do. That's what I do. I try to make.
You put the pressure on kids.
Yeah, I do.
Because you screwed something up.
No, I make miracles. Okay, you just ask around.
Finally, our last top story is about something that I've emailed Nintendo about. I haven't got a response yet, but I emailed them late on a Friday because that's when I found out. So, as you probably know, it's Pride Month. Lots of companies are waving their rainbow flags and offering sales on whatever in honor of Pride. And some companies have put out Pride-related merch, maybe to make a buck, maybe to spread the word, maybe both, whatever it is. But it's Pride Month. Now, Microsoft has
I
been...
heard that some places you can buy Pride merch
for $1.
Maybe. Microsoft has been very out front and very in the public about supporting Pride Month and all that stuff. Nintendo isn't, but Nintendo never... they don't really celebrate anything publicly. I can't, they don't even like say things about Christmas. They're very careful about like holiday season and all that stuff. So, but it would be nice to just see something. Now we know Nintendo of America employees have gone to Pride parades and other events, and Nintendo has talked about that. Like they are allowed to do that. And that's talked about. It's not like, yeah, go do this. Just don't say anything about it. It's like they have they appear in a Pride parade every year. Like it's a thing. It's a thing. So, but if you're looking for Nintendo, like the front facing,
I'm sorry.
What?
I was gonna say, you know who else appears in the Pride parade?
I don't.
Gay Bowser.
Gay Bowser, probably. So long, Gay Bowser.
Oh my god.
So they Nintendo hasn't done anything forward or front facing to talk about Pride Month, but it seems like someone at Nintendo or a team at Nintendo is very much trying to recognize Pride Month. If you go to the Switch eShop, there's always a section called Hidden Gems. And if you see the Hidden Gems section this time, the usual banner has a rainbow now. The banner is all rainbow and it says Hidden Gems. Okay, you see that and you're like, that's a stretch. That's not Pride Month. It's just a rainbow. Could be. But
I mean, that's what most corporations do for Pride Month.
we have the list of games that are included in the Hidden Gems section. Every single one of them has LGBTQ plus recognition. Either they're like queer representation in the main characters, or it's a main theme in the storyline, or the series very much means something to LGBTQ people. The games include A Normal Lost Phone, Bug Snacks, Chicory, Coffee Talk, Gone Home, Life is Strange True Colors, My Time at Portia, Night in the Woods, Paradise Killer, Speed Dating for Ghosts, and Steven Universe Saved a Light. I knew most of those had something to do with LGBTQ plus. The ones that I didn't, I looked to see if it was a topic, and it's all a main theme. So
Nice.
this is
Greg rules, okay?
that's right. So it certainly seems, like I said, like someone at Nintendo or a team at Nintendo is very much trying to be like, here's the thing, we're doing something. Not to be like, hey, Nintendo's doing this, but to be like, we see you guys and we're doing something. So we'll see if I get a response from Nintendo. I get responses from Nintendo when I feel like responding, but we'll see.
No Celeste on that list.
No
I was
Celeste
waiting
on
for you
that
to
list.
mention Celeste.
Yes, I don't know how much they consider Celeste a hidden gem because it's like, game of the year winner. Like I don't know.
This isn't the individual. Like this is Nintendo highlighting
Nintendo.
these.
Someone
This
at
isn't
Nintendo
those-
has put together this list. Yes, or a team at Nintendo has put together this list. Yes, we don't know who. We never know who propagates the hidden gems list ever. We don't know who at Nintendo does it. But
And forgive me, these are just kind of like spotlighted. They're not discounted.
not discount. Some are discounted, but it has nothing to do with the hidden gems listing.
Gotcha.
Just, yeah.
But you know what? I got to be honest. If they're not, it's genius. Because if they're not overtly labeling them as like featured, LGBTQIA plus and blah, 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 people are unfortunately.
Trojan horse them, baby.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Why not? Like the art is the art. Like that's it. You enjoy it or you don't. And granted, it works both ways, right? Like if I like we just got a bumper sticker for our car that is basically like, please excuse us, we didn't know Elon Musk was horrible when we bought it.
Yeah, I saw this sticker and I was like, because we leased the Tesla years ago, like maybe a few months before
right
stuff really happened with Elon, where you were like, oh, I don't know about this guy. And then 6 months later, we were like, "Oh, I was driving this car."
Like
It's
you
so
just feel
embarrassing."
like you're just out in the world and everybody's looking at you.
Like
and,
we know it's a
laughing.
net positive for like emissions and all
Needless to
the
say, when
environment
lease
and
is
all
up, we
that
will
stuff.
not be. I mean, I love the car.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, but
We
we
won't-
just can't.
yeah.
So it works both ways, right? Like I do want to know, like
But,
buyer beware. But
We saw the magnet, or I saw the magnet, and I was like, "Mom, Brain, we got to get this." Like she said, it says we didn't know he was horrible when we bought this, or something
That's
like that. And
great.
so she just got it the other day, and I was like, "Just so." Because you're driving around, and you're like, "Oh God, I know people see this, and they're
That's
like, they're
awesome.
supporting that jerk," and we feel the same way.
no,
but
they're around here. They're out there and they're like, yeah, Musk.
when we are up for a new car, if we had infinite funds, I'm sure we would have gotten rid of the car already. But when it's our time to get rid of the car, we're going with something else electric, but I don't know what.
Heck yeah.
Something else. But anyway,
But they just came out with that news about its self-driving is not as safe as they
Yeah.
thought, and like dangerously, like way more dangerously so.
well, we're not going to pay the 20 grand to find out. So
Although I have been, because you can pay to have your rear seats heated.
not
Like
in our car.
yeah,
What?
yeah, you can. So
No.
yeah, they have so you can either pay temporarily or for the life of the car.
And this is already there. They just need to unlock it.
How does
for you.
our car
That's
retroactively
insane.
have that feature? I don't think that was built into our car. I think that's cars coming out now.
It's like
And
I don't think it's the
then-
2021 models or whatever.
it's like microtransactions for your car.
Real quick, Autumnal Blake says, "Awesome. It's a shame that they don't openly give their support, but it's better than nothing." I agree exactly, Autumnal. I would love if they were. Yeah, that's just on the app. I don't think that's for our car. I'd have to look into it more. I'm not
It's
saying
a
you're wrong.
subscription.
Yeah,
and it includes heating your steering wheel. It is you could buy it for $300.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'd have to take a look.
And the subscription for full self-driving capability is $199 a month. And I very seriously considered doing it before we went on vacation last year, like just to try it. But I would not let it do it. I'd be so nervous.
Autumnal Blake, I want to address what you said because I agree with what you said. It's better than nothing, but it would be better to see them openly give their support. I agree. It would be nice to see the open support. It's a shame that they feel they can't do that or they shouldn't do that. But it is, if this is the reasoning behind it, and this is actually for Pride Month, then that is nice to see. Yes. And as Mom Brain said, there's a whole Trojan horse aspect to it, which is horrible that it has to exist. But, like we said a couple of weeks ago, that guy played Celeste and realized he didn't want to be a Nazi anymore. So we'll take whatever we can get.
I would love to see the data on
Or the guy didn't play Celeste. He heard about Celeste.
on sales when it's like explicitly stated versus
games or
Trojan
products in
horse.
general?
I mean, just in products in general, right? Like we have a friend who he like loves rainbows, like loves them, and yeah, and he happens to be
This one time he saw two of them and he just like lost it.
and he
Rest in
happens to be
peace.
like a little bit I think he's a good person and he means well, but he's like, I just don't love how like Pride has co-opted the rainbow because I just like rainbows and I don't want to have them out. Like
Me either.
I'll put it in the I don't want
You
to
can text me.
I don't want to out
Yeah,
them.
We know each other's phone numbers. You can text me.
And I was like, but you can. So who cares if you like rainbows? You like rainbows. Like get over it.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I'm like at school for the whole month of June. I'm like, do you like my rainbows? Look at my rainbows. Do you see my rainbows? I have a rainbow. Does
Mom
anyone else
Brain
want a rainbow?
has no awareness of herself at all. Because, like, if you see her as a person, or specifically if you see her as a teacher and you are a teacher, like Mom Brain is very easily recognized as like the teacher who is open and accepting and like
Which is why I get all the very difficult children.
alt culture and like all that stuff. And she has no idea that that's what she looks like. I'm like, half your head is shaved. You wear a ton of earrings. You don't wear anything that would be considered traditional clothing at school. Like all the people there are like, that's the weird teacher, or that's the teacher I identify with. They're just all afraid. Those people are afraid to do it. And she's like, really? I'm like, I don't get how you don't see this, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing.
It's
but
mostly
just
the nose piercing.
that you don't recognize it. So
I actually had a Zoom meeting with a new family that their kid's gonna come to me, And it actually hit me in that meeting because like all of the kids' old teachers were in on the meeting and the kids' parents, and they've never seen me before. They don't know me or my reputation or anything. And I was like, I wonder if my boss is like, damn it, I wish you could just tone it down a little bit when there's new people. Like, because I've been in my school district for a very long time. Everybody knows me. Like, I have a very good reputation. So people they're not as likely to be like, whoa, who's this chick taking my kid?
Well,
But
it's hard
I
when
saw
you're
myself in the Zoom call, and like everybody is like, exactly what you'd expect. And I'm like, hey,
So every school year, I'm picturing like a movie where the person comes in and they're misjudged, and by the end of the movie they're like the hero and everybody's friends with them and stuff. Is every school year with the parents like that with you?
no, because they
Probably
don't like
not,
her
right?
at the end.
They don't
No,
like.
no,
I
no,
mean,
that's not true.
Oh, there's some
There's
easily
one family.
one that did a turnaround.
No,
No.
one that went the other way.
Oh,
okay.
Well, you can't say all the others were one way and went another way. Some of them were supported from day one,
but I do also believe that like generally, because most of the kids I work with are autistic, and I think most of the families, because they have a kid who's autistic, are more open-minded and understanding because they want that for themselves and for their kid. So it may be a little bit skewed. But I definitely like the student teachers that I get in my classroom every once in a while. Like they don't know how to take me, or like if I'm in the faculty room and I'm like talking about whatever, like there's some people who are like, but I think I'm lucky that most of my like administration, knows me and
supports you.
and like my work speaks for itself, but I wouldn't be able to go anywhere else and feel that comfortable from the get-go because I don't have the reputation.
You've built this.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with this, but it is better than being someone who is looked at and often seen as someone who has some sort of disability, mental disability.
Me?
No, me. I'm
Oh,
talking about
oh,
me. Because whenever I go anywhere, people are like, "Oh, she's taking care of this poor guy, this poor man."
well, do you wear that crown when you go out in public?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, I wear sensible stuff like the captain's hat. So. All right, that's that. Let's talk about what we played. Mom Brain, what have you been playing?
Sorry, I just had Hailey and Tom said I would have killed for a teacher like Mom Brain when I was little. Growing up without open support can be lonely. And that's
But would you have actually killed?
That's why I do it. That's part of the reason why I make sure to be like as loud and out there as I can, because there's kids who don't have anybody, and it's so important to me that kids have good grown-ups in their life. So
we get it. You like kids for all the times you say you don't like kids. We get it.
I like
Some of us really mean it when they say they don't like kids.
I don't I don't like them in my house. Or like
That's fair.
I like them at school. How about that? That's where I do like them.
In their cage, yes.
In their cage.
Hi Barry Bob, good to see you.
Penny and Flo and Merge Mansion, and this week I'm gonna need your help because I would like to surprise the kids. They're obsessed with this Roblox game called Garden of Banban.
Okay.
And I want to figure out a way. My one guy is like, you gotta play it, and I'm like, bud, I'm so busy over the weekend and I want to play it, but
you're burying the lead here.
So I want you to help me
to play it here, to play at school,
get it set up so that I can play at school.
On what?
I don't know. Could I do an iPad? Do you think? What do I get Roblox on?
You could get Roblox on iPad.
What's the Roblox machine called?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not gonna play it on your Chromebook. It would play on my laptop, but I'm sure you could play it on your iPad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barry Bob, I hope you had some great races in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and High Tent Division. Good to see you. Garden of Banbans is a Roblox game, says King Talsha.
I believe so.
I don't know. You got to look it up. Kirby, what do you? Well, have you played anything besides Zelda?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to quickly say that I'm still playing Tears of the Kingdom, obviously, but I hit a roadblock recently. My Pro controller stopped working.
No.
Yeah, and
maybe it's not.
I'm really hoping I don't have to replace it, but we'll see. But yeah, that's all I played.
You're wrong, my brain. It's on Steam.
It stopped working altogether.
Can I do Steam
Yeah,
on a Chromebook?
it's not charging.
I can't imagine
I've used
you
like
could. No, you'd have
I've
to
swapped
use
out
my
the
laptop.
cables.
Not-
I don't know what's wrong with it.
Oh,
We'll talk
man.
about it. You're not playing anything else other than Zelda. Okay, so then let's talk Zelda.
Sure.
You are going story?
Kind of. I haven't played in quite a few days. Actually, it feels
Oh,
weird.
that's right, because
I
you
miss it.
got
I
a
have
visitor.
family in town, so I haven't been able to play for about 4 days now. But yeah, I got all the batteries. I got all 16
Good for
batteries are updated. I've got all the light routes. I don't have all the shrines. I made a mistake was confused about the shrines because I had 120 light routes when it told me that I finished it.
Yeah.
And then I had exactly 120 shrines. And I was like, oh, I just figured, it was like they're not counting the sky shrines, but they are. So I think I have like 12 more shrines to find still. But I did a little bit more of the story, and the story is great too. I've been loving it all. And but yeah, like I said, it's been 4 days, and it's going to be like another 3 or 4 before I can play it again. So
Good for your hand, though.
it's been great. It's been great for my hand.
Yeah, I'm being serious. I'm sure the rest is going to help, and then you'll go to pick up a controller and be like, oh.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, so can't wait to get back into it. But I just hope I remember how to play when I get back to
I'm
it.
sure it's all muscle memory. I found all the light routes. I did all those. I have done every possible shrine I can do that's not tied to story, so they're all spoken for.
Do you know how many are left?
Yeah, it's like somewhere around 5. It's not a lot. Because some of them are directly on the story path, and some of them are you need to interact with a character in the story before you can access where it is. So, so now that I've done all that, I officially started the story on Wednesday night. So I'm into the story now. There's definitely things I want to say. I will not spoil, but you know how we were talking about, like I didn't have upgraded Sheikah Slate at all. I did nothing, because Robbie wouldn't go to his lab because I hadn't done the story.
Yeah.
So then he went to his lab finally, and I was like, well, let me knock out all that stuff. And it was just like 20 minutes of him saying, here's what I need from you. Oh, you have it?
Exactly.
Here's the thing. Okay, now you need this. Oh, you've done it already? So I was just like going through all that, and he's like, well, I got nothing else for you. I was like, this is so funny. And Joshua is like, I need you to go into the depths and find out where these statues are pointing. And she's like, oh, you did it? And then she's like, I wonder, blah, blah, blah. No spoilers, but I did all that. And she's like, well, you're the swordsman. Of course you did it all. So I was like, that's right, baby. So all that's done. It was just funny that like most of the story in the beginning was people saying, I need you to help me with this. Oh, you've done it already. Thank you. But anyway, I did start the story, and I decided to go off. Well, first things first, I did all the tiers because that's the first thing to do. So have you done all the tiers?
No, I didn't realize that was the first thing to do.
Yeah, you go up with
I
Impa
think I've done most
in the
of them.
balloon, and she's like,
Yeah,
here's the geoglyph, and they got
yeah.
tiers, and it's like, you should go. And so that's what I was doing. I did all those. I'm sorry, did you say you did them or not?
I said I've done most of them at this point.
I did them all. My cousin, when he played it, he's like, did you do the tiers? And I was like, no, I didn't do the tiers. I'm not doing stories. He's like, when you do them, you gotta tell me. I was like, all right, why? He's like, I can't tell you, but I cried a ton. And I was like,
no.
Really? I was like, I've gotten emotional out of Zelda game, but I've never cried. This story is amazing. I cried at the end of the Tears quest, without a doubt. And the very last moment. So, the Tears quest is you go to a puddle, you see the vision of blank.
Do you know what order you don't know what order you're doing them in? You do. Okay.
Yeah. Because it tells you. So you do the one with Impa, and then she tells you specifically to go somewhere else.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
that place that you go to tells you an order to do them in.
Okay.
So I did all of those in order, saw the story in order. The story was great. There are lots of moments that made me feel emotional where I was like, this is awesome. Or like I got like a little misty eyed, but nothing. But by the end, I was like, man. And the tears, you see the tear, it plays, or you go to the tear, it plays a video. You go to the next tear, it plays a video. Then at the very end, you see your final tear that wraps up what happens in the story, and then it goes back into gameplay. And they very purposefully frame the camera in a certain way, in a certain setting, with certain stuff going on and music playing. And it was such a moment of like, holy crap. Just like, it was a moment that really solidified everything that happened for me in the story. And it was like really, for me, emotional and moving. And I had already been crying from the story I just saw at that part. But that where the game kicks back in, the way it's shown, and I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. It just hit me on such a deep level where I was like, holy crap, man.
The G
Like,
spot. That's what
this
they
is,
call it.
that's what hit me in the G spot, deep in the anus. So it was just mind blowing to me. I was so
So cool.
Kobu04 said Rummy crying with that crown. Tears of the Burger Kingdom.
I was not wearing a crown when I
That's
played.
brilliant.
That's perfect. So man, did it blow me away. Not something I have ever experienced from a Zelda game and never thought I would. I get emotional from Zelda games because I have such a deep appreciation for the franchise. So I can have moments like that. But never did I think the story would do it for me. And it really was something for me. So if you guys have not done all the tiers, I suggest you do them in order.
I'm going to do that next. I didn't realize
I
that
have
was
no
the
doubt
first
that
thing I
both
should
of
be
you
doing.
won't hit the emotional high that I did just because it's
Probably
me and
not.
it's not you
Well,
guys.
also, I don't think I've done them in the right
But
order.
I hope you enjoy them. And
I've only hit one out of order, so I think if I just start in order now, I should be fine.
well, like I said weeks ago, I did one out of order because I didn't know that's what it was. I was just like, "What's this puddle I interact with?"
Imagine
And
if you
I
got
did
the
it.
last one first. That's
Well, that's the best part. The last one, as far as I know, doesn't unlock until you've done the other 11. So it
Oh,
keeps
okay.
it locked
That's
off.
fine.
So yeah, yes, that's what it is. Because that one doesn't even appear until you've done the other one. So, but so amazing. And then I went from that into the Rito mission.
How cool is that?
That was a lot of fun.
That is the best damn dungeon and path to a dungeon I've seen in
path to the
any
dungeon.
Zelda game ever. That whole thing. So I won't spoil.
And you didn't get up there before you did the
No.
story, because I just like went up
I
there
went
one
up
day.
to the very beginning blocks, and I was like, "This seems like story related."
Oh
I'm
man,
not
I
gonna
wish
do it.
I
And
thought
left.
that, because I went all the way up to that thing, and it was like, you need the bird.
This isn't a spoiler, but I jumped on a boat that was up there, and I was like, and then I saw all the other stuff, and then I looked, and I was like, "This has to be story." So I left.
couldn't help myself. It was
I wanted
so
to.
awesome.
I wanted to, but doing so that from that point, climbing up that to the thing above and doing that whole thing. The
So cool.
music climbing up just to get to the place, the music adds layers the higher you get. So you start with just very few dissonant notes, and then another instrument comes in, and then it adds the violins that are supposed to represent the wind and the fury of the storm as you climb higher. It sounds so stupid to be like, this is. I've never experienced something that cool in a video game. That whole thing for me was so beyond perfect. I was blown away by that. And this is 100% true. And it shows, I guess, how weird I am or how emotional I am. When I got to the boss of that thing and it comes roaring out and the music plays and you're in the air.
It's a really fun boss fight.
It was so cool that I got emotional. Like I was mouth open, hand shaking, like my brain could not process how cool I found
That's
that.
awesome.
And I was like, I'm fighting a boss. I gotta get it together. And I like hit the home button for a second to be like, okay, I gotta fight this thing. And then I went back in. But all the music from that very beginning point all the way up through that place to the end.
So
Best,
cool.
one of the coolest things I've seen in a video game.
And when it culminates in that boss fight, and you're like, everything the developers have learned over the years, because like I just had like, it's just because I remember doing the Twilight Princess dual dual hook shot
Yeah.
boss fight up in the air, and you're like, this is so cool, but it's still kind of clunky, you know, like that. I felt
That's
like
a major difference.
I felt like, you know, Jesus walking on water or something when I was fighting that
That's
boss,
the
because it was
exact-
so awesome.
You couldn't have pinpointed it more perfectly, because we've seen boss fights with at least somewhat similar mechanics in the past, but the way it's handled here shows like how much they've learned, because you're doing that whole thing without spoilers, let's say, in the air, and
Yeah, you just feel like so like such a badass.
Yes, you
brilliant.
feel
It's
awesome.
brilliant.
It's unbelievable when this thing flies out, and instantly you're like, I know what I got to do, but this is gonna be amazing to do this. And as you're doing it, you're like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
It was, man, what a high point. Not in just this game, which is full of high points, but in gaming for me. I will forever remember that moment. And I was thinking about it last night. Like, next time I go to sit down and work, I'm going to go online and find a soundtrack to just listen to the beginning of that whole section again. I just want to go through that audio all the way again, up through that thing, fighting it, like all of it. I can't wait to hear all of it again. But that, from a composition standpoint, music alone, that's like another level for Nintendo. That was unbelievable. The way that they use the instruments to represent certain things, and how it grew as the storm swells and as you're climbing, and like how certain instruments dampen when you're inside buildings, like unbelievable. It's things we've seen Nintendo do before in bits and pieces, but it's come together here on a completely different level. All I could think of, well, outside of like crying and being emotional while I was playing, was Mom Brain needs to play this now, because I need her to see this. Like, that was
Summer's
incredible.
almost here, so
I did that, and then I also did the Gerudo mission, which was a lot of fun. That temple was awesome. I liked the Gerudo one. It's not as good as the Wind one, but
Yeah.
it was great. I really liked it.
Yeah,
Cool
I've only-
boss fight at the end of that one
I've
too.
only done the Rito and the Zora dungeons.
I haven't been to Zora, so yeah, I've done Rito, I've done Gerudo, and I'm going to Goron tonight, and then I'll go to Zora after that. But yes, I loved the Gerudo one. I thought it was really cool, but the Rito one was better, because that's like amazing. Like, the Gerudo one was a lot of fun, and I loved where it took place, and I loved the theme and the feeling of it all, but it didn't, it didn't measure up to that first one. But it was great. It was fantastic. I loved it. But the music in that temple is just as good as the Wind Temple for me. I love the music there. You know what's really good about the music? I don't know if this happened in Breath of the Wild and I don't remember it. So in these temples, you're doing a certain amount of things. It's like, you need these 5 things, you need these 4 things. And each time you do one of the things, it adds more to the song and changes it, or changes the song
man.
completely. And I was like, this is incredible, because when you go through the Wind one, you get like 5 different songs as you're going through it. And it's so great. It's so great.
Just that beautiful attention to detail, and how it fits perfectly, and how it's so seamless that there's probably tons of people who've played it and haven't even noticed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that kind of stuff.
There's one temple, or there's one little puzzle that's not even, you don't even need to do it, but it's in the Wind Temple. It's the treasure chest behind the gate with the little hole. That little puzzle like exemplifies everything of how this game was built, because there's a million different ways to get that treasure chest, and it's up to you to decide what you want to do. And I was like blown away by that puzzle, because it's so simple, but there's so many ways to do it. And I went online to read after, and I read so many different ways that people, because I was like, is anybody else thinking this puzzle is like really something special? And people were talking about it. And there's so many things people did to get that treasure chest that was different from what I did. And I was like, it's such a great puzzle, and it's a throwaway one. You don't even need to do it. I think you get like topaz out of it or something. But just the fact that it's there, because I turned around when I was in that building and I saw that, and I was like, oh, how do you get in there? And I walked up and I'm looking in, and I'm like, I don't want to say what I did, because that spoils how you get it, but there's multiple ways to get it. So I have loved my month plus with Tears of the Kingdom when I wasn't doing story. And now that I am doing story, I'm appreciating it in a whole new way.
Nice.
So it's
brilliant.
now
The gift that keeps on giving.
Well, that's the thing. Now
Don't talk about your anxiety about beating the game.
the anxiety's
Don't.
setting in, because now
No.
I'm too deep in, and I got 2 more, and I don't know what happens after that. And I'm like, there's a time where this is going to come
Oh,
to an end, and I'm
stop.
going to hate it. I'm going to hate it more than I think any other game that's come to an end.
Dude,
so
I don't even know. I'm thinking about after this, what am I gonna play? I was like, I don't think I'm gonna need time off, like to something's gonna have to grab me in a totally different way because nothing's gonna grab you ever again like
I have a whole
this.
list of things I'm going to play, and I am very excited to play them. Like, there's things I definitely really am chomping at the bit to play, but nothing there where I'm like, I'll play that instead of Zelda because Zelda's at the top. But there's stuff I'm going to go into. You should try out the Final Fantasy 16 demo because I've heard so many people raving about that demo, saying it's like absolutely fantastic. Now, Final
Well,
Fantasy
it's a
has
demo, might as well.
Final Fantasy has very much gone away from turn-based fighting. It's an action RPG now. So if you don't want to do, I know you're fine with regular RPG stuff, but
Yeah. No, I mean,
it's very much
like,
action
well,
RPG.
like I said, it's a demo, and there's no harm in trying it out. Maybe I should.
That's probably gonna be the thing I go to. I'm gonna play the 2-hour. It's like a
Interesting.
2-hour demo right after. I'm down for the try Final Fantasy. I'm gonna see what the reviews are like for this one, but I personally am miffed that like traditional Final Fantasy is dead as far as Final Fantasy
Dead.
goes, but there's spin-off games and games that have nothing to do with Final Fantasy that carry on the tradition. So I get it, but I'm gonna try the demo and see what I think of it because I've seen so much good stuff about it that I think that's where I'll go next. So I'll see how it is. But yeah, free demo, so why not?
Real quick, going back to Zelda, do you now that you've beaten those 2 temples, are you using their spirits? Do you have them on?
Yeah, I got what's his name?
At least Tulin on.
Tulin, yeah.
Bad T. So first of all, I don't know why the sound that it makes when you use his power, that little squeal.
That's really funny because last night when I was playing, I was like, I love that sound.
It grew on me real quick because I like the ability, but like it's just something satisfying about that noise.
You're
it's
right.
so dumb. I don't
You're
know
right.
why I thought that, but
That
I like
noise,
that.
I completely agree.
But I want your 2 cents on something. So there's a special, you might have heard of it, probably not because you're not into it, but it's not a glitch and it's not like a cheat, but there's a thing you can do with his ability to make you fly further. Have you heard about this?
I think I've seen something.
So basically, you're gliding, you hit A, he goes, yeah, and then you cancel out, and go back into the. So basically, the easiest way to do it is pull out your bow and then grab the paraglider again, and then pull out your bow and then grab the paraglider again, and then once you do that, you'll go forever. And
okay.
So, and I was just curious, do you think that's cheating? Because let me tell you, it's helpful. I don't use it all the time, but to get from my house to Terrytown in one fell swoop is nice.
Is it cheating? I'd say yeah, because it's unintended.
No,
but
I gotta stop.
It's not. But that doesn't matter.
It's not like the duplicating glitch, though. It's kind of
that's
like a
cheating
little...
too, but it doesn't matter.
That's cheating.
They're all cheating, but here's the thing: you're the only one playing. Do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
if you were doing it in an online game, I'd be like, "You're an asshole." But you're doing it on your own solo game. Do whatever the hell you want.
I can't get anyone to play Zelda competitive with me.
I was saying to Mom Brain yesterday, I did a story about how this is multiplayer related, and I know you won't know of this world, but it's a great segue. Somebody built a Bakugan or I'm sorry, Bakugan, Beyblade arena in Tears of the Kingdom. So they made 2 like makeshift Beyblades and a Beyblade arena, and they're battling Beyblades in Tears of the Kingdom. I was like, this is great. I wish you could actually play this with someone else, but you can't. Also, I sent you that somebody built a functioning basic calculator in Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, using basic, like on and off zeros and ones.
And it was so advanced that I didn't, even with the explanation and the video, I didn't know what the heck was going on, but I was like, that's probably really, really smart.
It's nuts. It's nuts. The things people are doing are nuts. But there you go. We're all still playing Zelda. I guess I'm going to be playing it for, I don't know, another week or 2. I don't know. Probably just a week. Probably going to be over.
Really? You're gonna go through? I guess you're.
I'm doing story.
You are
everything.
cruising through the story.
I have no interest in finding every Korok I don't care about
Yeah,
that.
that's a little extreme.
I'll do them when I see them, but other than
Yeah.
that, I'm not finding them. I got
mean, there's
enough
1,000,
inventory
right?
slots. I don't know. I was gonna say 800 or something, but it doesn't matter.
Well, I can't even get any more weapon slots, and I'm only like 100 Koroks in, so I'm spending it all on bow and shield now, but it's crazy.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know where I'll be, but I've never spent so much time with a Zelda game. I've usually played a Zelda game for a week or two and it's done.
Well,
I've never played a Zelda game for this long, and I've never more wanted something not to end.
I've seen a bunch of posts on like Tears of the Kingdom Reddit where it's like they'll show their Switch menu and it shows like Breath of the Wild like 135 hours, and then it shows Tears of
Yeah.
the Kingdom 135 hours, and they're like, all right, got all the shrines, time to start the story,
Yeah.
they're like not, and like Breath of the Wild was finished by then,
Suda51 tweeted out his picture of him playing Zelda, saying he finally found all the shrines and all the routes. He took his excuse me. He said he found all the shrines.
Was that a verb?
It was a verb.
Ooh.
He found all the shrines, and he took a screenshot of proof that he found all the shrines, and he had 119 light routes. And I tweeted him. I was like, "You got to find that one last light route." But I was like, "This is awesome." They did a presentation this week. Grasshopper did, and it's supposed to go live at midnight Wednesday. Doesn't matter. It's supposed to go live at midnight, and it didn't, because they're having technical difficulties. So they were saying like, sorry for the hold up. We'll tweet the link when it's ready. And then Suda tweeted like, well, I guess I'm going to play a little more Zelda while we're trying to figure this out.
Nice.
By the way, their presentation was very quick, but very Suda and great. And he teased this new game. We don't know what it is, but he showed off a little bit of a new game. So.
Is Travis Touchdown gone for good unless it's going to be a spinoff, or has he said?
I don't
anything
know
about-
what this new game is. They blurred the main character of the new game. I don't know why you do that unless it's a character you already know. But the blur shows someone in a red jacket and blue pants with white shoes. That sounds like Travis to me, but
Yeah.
maybe it's not. I honestly don't know. The rest of the game doesn't look anything like a No More Heroes game, but I don't know. It could be a spinoff.
Man, we need like just a remastered Killer 7 is what we need.
They did it. It's already been done.
It has?
Yeah,
Killer 7, the one with the 7.
it's on PC. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about
I'm
that.
sure it'll come out on other systems at some point, but yeah, it came out like, I don't know,
What's
a
the
year
frame
ago or
rate?
something. I don't know. Better than the
'Cause if-
GameCube was,
'cause
or the
if it's-
PS2.
Because if it's 30, no deal.
I'm sure it's much better. Hi, Blinded by Daylight. Good to see you. All right, that's that. Holy moly. Where we got? Questions?
We did it.
We done did it.
what happened?
Tell me about it. Rest in peace. We got a question from Anastasia Beaverhausen. Oh. Can I borrow $20 to buy some emergency beefaroni? That's the question. I would expect nothing less from
course.
Anastasia Beaverhausen.
Can I Venmo you?
Let's do serious talk here about this silly question. Beefaroni does not cost $20. What's
No,
It's
what's actually pretty
emergency beefaroni,
inexpensive.
so that if the world blows up, Anastasia Beaverhausen has enough beefaroni to sustain themselves.
so emergency beefaroni could be a haul of it, like not just one. It could be like a box of beefaroni.
I mean, I would imagine it's not a can of beefaroni to keep in your like glove compartment.
I'm trying to figure out why it's $20.
It's $20 worth of.
It doesn't say that. It
beefaroni.
says, "Can I borrow $20 to buy?" It says some emergency beefaroni. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. How long does beefaroni keep in a can? Forever?
Depends on how brave you are.
Has anyone here eaten beefaroni?
Yes.
No.
I don't think so.
Yes,
Go
I have
for it,
eaten
Mom Brain.
beefaroni.
Would you eat it again?
No, beefaroni is also the quintessential pet name. Like my parents had a stray cat in the backyard that I named Beefaroni.
It
and,
is a great
nice.
pet
That
name.
is a good name.
and my mom refers to the cat as Roni. And my dad
Nice.
never says the right thing. My dad's always like, "It's a spaghetti-o, ravioli." Like he never
Beans
remembers.
and Franklin.
Yeah, never remembers. And I'm like, "Dad, beefaroni." He's like, whatever. It's like real dad thing.
Maybe
to
your
say.
dad's got like a beefaroni addiction and he doesn't want to draw any attention to him possibly being addicted
My
to it.
father has never eaten beefaroni. in
I
his life.
bet he goes in the garage. He's like, "Oh, I got to work on the car again." And he opens up like the hood or the trunk and it's like just beefaroni. just
that
sitting there
explains
eating it.
his mysterious trip to Italy.
That's it. The homeland of beefaroni. People travel far and wide to eat Italy's beefaroni. That's definitely true.
Tastes better
That's
over
funny.
here. They
That's-
say.
The fresh beefaroni over here. This is what I'm
You
talking
guys,
about.
I'm the only one
Made
at the
fresh
table
by
who's
Chef
ever eaten
Boyardee.
beefaroni.
I've had Chef Boyardee before, but I don't think I've ever had the beefaroni.
Chef
I've had-
Boyardee.
I think I've had like the raviolis.
Mom, I need to
Yeah.
know if you and Dad have ever eaten beefaroni.
I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah, I didn't really like most canned pastas as a kid.
Yeah, I liked SpaghettiOs as a kid, but like I can't stand them now.
I ate SpaghettiOs in college a few times, and I don't know if it was the SpaghettiOs that bothered me or if something was wrong with me, but I had a real bad experience right after SpaghettiOs, and
Like
I'll
a-
never eat them again.
Like a hardship.
A mega hard.
King
Oh,
Talshia
man.
says beefaroni is actually better than Chef Boyardee's
A mega
ravioli.
soft chip.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't had them. Well, there you go. We're willing to lend you the $20 and you buy as much emergency beefaroni as you can for $20, but we don't want any of it. So,
It's all yours.
also we have a Patreon question. Mom Brain, did you know that you can join? What?
I asked my mom,
Oh,
I need to know if you guys have ever eaten it.
did you know that you can join?
God-
Sorry,
God,
I
no.
thought your mom literally said for $1. Like I
Oh.
thought.
Yeah, I didn't know what she said either.
It's like-
Yeah. Tell her we're
She's
stocking
right.
up on it for her visit next week.
Well, we're talking about it on the podcast, and your favorite boy in the whole world wants me to let you know that we're stocking up on it, and that's all we're feeding you next week.
Beefaroni Bonnie. You can join a Patreon
For $1.
for $1. Thanks, Billy. Beefaroni Billy. Yeah. She knows. She knows. Guy Bones says, do any of the podcast crew have any hidden talents or unique traits that they'd like to share? Minor one you can try at home. This is difficult to articulate over text, so stay with me. Put your mom brain, you're a teacher. You try things. Here, ready?
Mhm.
You got to do it.
Okay.
Put your palm face down flat in the air. Standing up for some reason.
Well, because I want to be able to, for people to see.
Put your palm face down flat in the air.
Does that look
Looks pretty
accurate?
flat.
like, is that what you
Sure.
picture?
Close your 3 middle fingers together. Then flap or move your thumb and pinky down and up. My dad and I can do this easily, but I don't meet many people that can do it without moving or spreading out their middle 3 fingers.
Hmm.
All right. I got put
Feels
your
weird.
palm flat down in the air. Close your 3 middle fingers.
Whew.
Then flap or move your thumb and pinky. I can do it, but I don't like how it feels.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Yeah. I don't like how it feels. We can do it. Thank you, Guy Bones, for teaching us something about ourselves. You guys got any hidden talents or unique physical traits?
I can do something at this table I guarantee none of you guys can do.
Queef?
Uh-oh.
Queef.
Thought so.
Also, I'm pretty good at belching.
Mm.
This is hidden talent or unique physical trait. Does not apply. Everybody can burp. I can do the old
Not everybody can queef.
thumb snapping that nobody can do.
I can spin
The gamer
square
muscle.
pillows only on my finger, like the
That
Harlem
there you
Globetrotters.
go. There you go. Oh, are you okay with the
That
pressure
what you
being
think?
on?
Yeah, it's
This
okay.
is
no, it's
hey.
It's a regular Chef
Still got it.
Boyardee.
And let's see, I used to be able to throw it up with great and catch
Something-
it with great success.
Something's
I
gonna
have so many
break.
pictures of him doing this.
Oh, it's all right. You're in a type space. You're in a
It's
type
all right,
space.
Practice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now that is talent.
All right. Well, our half of the table's covered. What do you guys got? Thumb snapping and pillow spinning, and you guys got what?
I'm a cat comfort specialist.
Come on, Mom Brain. Come on.
I can't think of anything. I feel like you'd
I know. Are you going to do it? I thought you were going to do it.
I don't know. What is it? This is how I get attention in school from the kids.
There you go. Since the day I met
That's
Mom
so
Brain,
cool.
she showed me the hand horn, whatever it's called.
Oh, I'll be right back and I can show you my other one. Talk amongst
I just got to take my pants off.
Oh.
Kirby, do you have any unique trait or hidden talent?
Not really.
I'd say Kirby's hidden talent is knowing a lot about everything. You
Not
can recall.
everything.
All right, how about entertainment related stuff then?
Yeah,
You can recall
music and movies and
music, movies,
actors,
actors.
actresses,
Like if I was gonna
musicians.
have any question about a movie or music or TV show, like actor or musician, I would go to you.
Yeah, we go to you
10 times out of
first.
10, without a
Oh.
doubt.
And
I would ask you before I would look it up on my phone.
Oh wow. Well,
Without a
that's,
doubt.
that's very flattering.
and you're a good artist and you play
Well,
the
that's true.
bass.
Oh,
That's true.
yeah.
You're a very good artist. I still, to this day, have Vape Lincoln on my phone. Never.
I was just
never
looking
got
at
rid of
Vape Lincoln like a few weeks ago. I was like, this came out pretty good.
that. It's great. It's way back in the beginning.
Yeah, I
somewhere, but
remember
still got it.
way back in the day when we were in grade school, you and I, Kirby. I had just seen like Predator 2 on like WPIX for the first time. Oh, nice. And I was like, please draw me like a Jamaican guy with two like futuristic guns, and like you drew this awesome picture. And I could have sworn I definitely didn't get rid of it, so I don't know why I didn't have it when I
was
moved
gonna
into the
ask if you
house.
might still have it.
Yeah, when I moved into the house, I went through everything, and it wasn't amongst them, so I don't know where it went, unfortunately. But it's still like in my mind. I can still see it. It was the coolest looking. He had the coolest looking guns ever.
Nice.
But yeah, you were always really good at like subverting expectations too, because I would always bug you for like artwork, and I'd have in my head what I was commissioning from you, and you would do your own spin, and it was always really, really like way better than what I was thinking.
Oh,
A
thank
man
you.
of many talents.
Yeah, maybe not hidden talents, but I do okay.
What do you got there, Mom Breen?
Nice.
She's
Hold
trying
on,
to.
it's
She's
not-
trying to blow through grass to make a noise. There we go. All right. That's enough.
Whoa.
No. We got it. Thank you very
Hello.
much.
I mean, that's not the best I've ever done. I can also do it with an acorn cap. I annoy the children with that pretty
I
frequently. It
believe
can be
it.
really loud.
There you go. We've shared our talents and unique traits and all that stuff. So, nothing too exciting, but we got some stuff. We're not talentless.
Raw meat sleeps like a perfect patriot many nights with his hand over
That's
his
a
heart.
great photo.
Although this morning he was doing this.
Oh, like you had fallen off a
That,
fainting
you
couch or
know,
something.
You had the vapors.
That might relate because I have bad dreams all the time now. But I had a dream where I was
One of the Golden Girls, the Southern one.
where I was Blanche Dubois, where I was in a very heated conversation with, I don't remember, not anybody we know, just strangers. And they were complaining about why gay people didn't need to exist. They just hated gay people. And I was like, I had lost my temper, and I was just like exasperatedly screaming at them. And I just remember being so frustrated in the dream. And then I woke up. So I guess that's it. I was that's why I don't feel like I slept at all today. I feel so tired. And it's like I slept more than usual last night. It just wasn't a restful sleep. So that's why I was in that position, because
because you had a nightmare about homophobes.
I was feeling the vapors. I was just so worked up in the dream. I couldn't rest. All right, let's do some music.
All right.
Now remember, I said if there were 300 emails in there this week, we would do 10 songs. So we'll find out together. Also,
music.
if there's one of those one sentence game descriptions in there, Mom Brain, you can do that too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Tell us how many emails there are. We're at 270 something last week. 275.
Well, this has
272.
questions end.
We're
right?
just looking at total emails.
298.
Oh no!
So sorry. I said 300. I'm sorry.
And you know what? Geku Kitsune sent a bunch, so rest easy knowing it's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
Your fault.
Actually, a bunch of people sent a bunch, so you know who you are.
If I'll give you another week. I'll stand by it. If it's at 300 next week, we'll go. I want to stress this. If it's 300, we will go to 10 forever. So if you just get it 300, but Now the number's going to go down because she's opening emails. So,
It's true.
but we're only doing 6.
Okay. This comes from Fat Mish.
Thanks, Fat Mish.
It's coming.
We're watching a YouTube commercial. Oh.
I know this.
Feels like a game I like rented.
Yep.
And it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Feels like that, doesn't it?
Rambo.
No.
I thought I was going to get it. Platoon. Lojime.
No.
Rygar 2.
No.
Man.
What'd you play as a kid on the
I know, I'm
NES?
trying
G.I.
to
Joe.
think, like
No.
Jackal?
Nope.
You were probably in the movie games, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's a Square game.
Square?
Rad Racer?
It is.
Wow.
Not many to pick from that would have played it. Did you play Rad Racer?
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
Oh, yeah. It had the 3D ability, like 3D World Runner.
That's right.
Hit
Yeah.
the select button and puke because your eyes go crazy.
This one comes from Rosemary the Farmer.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Mumford and Sons, the movie, the game. Hey, ho! Sorry.
That was a pretty
Is
good
that them?
impression.
That's not them, is it? I do like a good hand clap.
Switch, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
How about some cozy games? Stardew Valley. Ooh.
Nice, it just got
Ooh.
way
Little
better.
Yeah.
Zamfir.
How about is it that game about the little critter mailman?
I don't think so.
Bug Snacks.
Man, this is a lot of
This
fun.
got everything. I like this a lot.
It's not like Untitled Goose Game or something.
It is not.
Franchise?
I don't think so.
Go ahead. We don't know, right?
I don't think so.
Tricky Towers.
I've heard
Wow.
great things about that game, and I've never played it.
I've heard great things. That song.
That was great. So whimsical.
Hitting the jackpot with a question and a song this week is Anastasia
Oh,
Beeferhausen.
we'll give you the beefaroni money.
Anastasia B. Ferroni.
Oh. All right, so you're at the beach or some kind of water. You're stupid.
So you're not playing this game. Because you're at the beach.
This game take place outside of it.
The Tourist. Super Mario RPG.
The stretchers. Is this first party?
No.
Not with that fart face. It's not.
Endless Ocean. Blue World.
Well, here's a little something for you guys. Anastasia Beaverhausen in the Discord says, "I don't know what the hell this is."
I don't know. We don't know either.
Peppa Pig World Adventure.
Oh, it did have a Peppa Pig vibe. Damn it.
Mhm.
I wasn't thinking that way. Son of a bitch. The same damn. Oh, I'm pissed at myself for not getting that. I wasn't thinking outside of games.
Nothing makes me laugh quite the way that one clip from Peppa Pig does, where
The phone one?
where like Peppa can't whistle, so she calls her friend and she's like, "I've been trying to whistle. Can you whistle?" And the friend whistles and Peppa just hangs the phone up. That's it. It's great. This song comes to us from our friend Steister.
Thanks, Deister. Oh man, this gives me vibes of like downloading like demo scene creations on my PC. like keygen software for like Windows XP or something. This is awesome. Oh, I love it. I got no clue what it's from, but I love it. I don't even know the system.
GBA.
I don't
Is
know.
it Capcom?
I can't even place who made it. Like, it's not first party. That
It's developed by Aiding, published by Nintendo on the GBA. And
Jesus.
apparently, according to Steister, it is first party.
Starfy?
No.
Jesus Christ, I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead.
I'll give you one more hint. It was released in America this year, through Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh, is it the spinning bar game? Puru
Kururin.
Man,
Okay. So published by Nintendo in Japan. Did not know that.
I played a couple of stages of that.
I played a lot of that. I guess I haven't gotten to that song, but I like that game. That
Pretty
game's
cool
fun.
idea.
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't been keeping track.
2 more, I think.
6 out of 9.
This one comes from Jet Jaguar.
Focus all attacks. The quality off. Is it DS? Or is it just bad quality?
Yeah, it's Wii.
All right, so it's just bad quality. Endless Ocean.
Yes.
That's all due. That's all due.
No way.
That's funny. I played Endless Ocean. I don't remember that song.
That's
Holy
so
crap.
funny.
That's really
And the
funny.
only reason I said that earlier is because I looked up and there's the 2 Endless Oceans on the wall, and I was like, well, there's waves in the song.
proof that the universe speaks to you. That man, that's nuts.
That's really
they are
great.
both right there in
Brilliant.
this ocean.
So is this the last one?
Yeah.
Okay, this one comes from Jess I.
Thanks, Jessai. This has a Super Nintendo sound to it.
It is.
I also don't like it.
Yeah, is it like Arrow the Acrobat?
Nope.
Oh, God, that's so perfect. I don't mind it now.
Is it licensed?
I don't think so.
Okay.
This would be the kind of crap that like my dad would hear when I was a kid and be like, "Turn that damn game off!"
Right.
It's like it's the same thing every 10 seconds.
This is rough. It's like some sort of circus game or like Baby's
Is
Day
it a
Out or
circus
something.
game?
It's not a circus game, although there is a very rotund, angry-looking ballerina on the cover.
Okay.
Made
Flame
things
fighter?
harder.
No.
Trying to think of a fat ballerina.
And she's angry. Very angry.
What game is this?
She's got those Dobon
Toys.
Honkeros.
Oh,
No.
not licensed, you said.
Are there any animals involved?
Yeah.
We don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Super James Pond.
Oh no, and I've guessed that so many times.
And I'm going to, just because
Did
I
you
think
ever-
it's important, I'm going to put a link to it in the Discord because I think everyone should see.
Also, you said there were some of those one sentence bad descriptions in there. You want to do one of those emails?
Yeah.
Also, don't forget, send questions to GoNintendo@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintendo@gmail.com. It can be
Thank
about
you.
Nintendo video games in general, whatever the hell you want.
You want?
There are not a lot of questions in there. It's almost entirely music. I think we might have one more question left. So when those questions end, I'll just be doing Patreon questions, but I don't want to do that because I don't want it to be like, you have to pay to ask a question. So if you send a question, then I'll answer it. But just letting you know.
You must pay to ask a question of the Burger King.
Okay, so
5 Whoppers and 5 more Whoppers.
that's
I
one of,
love it. I love it.
she's stroking me off with my beef.
That's not funny. Please, this one sentence, please.
She's beefing my shit off.
Come on. You're going to make me lose it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna crack up. To it.
This comes from Emo with a note that says, "Hey, podcast crew, longtime listener, first time emailer."
Emo?
Mhm.
Thanks, Emo.
When you talked last week on the pod about doing a game where you come up with the name of video games based on terrible descriptions, I knew I was your man.
Emo Phillips?
I have a reputation for being terrible at describing stuff.
Yes.
Here's a taste.
Excellent.
Handsome blonde cop saves the president's daughter from Mexican Spanish zombies.
Resident Evil 4.
That's correct.
Whoa, nice.
And I'd say, light brown, but we'll let it go.
Dead guy goes around ringing bells to light a campfire.
Dark
Dark-
Souls?
Yes.
Oh.
Video game where you actually build part of a car in real life and then you drive it, but not in real life.
Mario Kart?
No.
Say this again?
Video game where you actually build part of a car in real life and then you drive it, but not in real life.
Nintendo Labo?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Mario Kart would also apply.
There's 2 more, so let's do them.
Yeah.
Okay. Game where you use a really hard circle to fight a sexy dragon.
Oh, sexy dragon.
Game where you use a really hard circle to fight a really sexy dragon.
Just a sexy dragon. The circle's really hard.
An extremely sexy dragon.
Nope, just a sexy dragon.
Hard circle.
Like a
Game where you
shield?
use a really hard circle to fight a sexy dragon.
We've gotten everyone right since we started this game. This will be our first wrong. A really hard circle to fight a sexy dragon.
And I'm pretty sure both Do and Ramit have played it.
What
Oh,
games have
no.
sexy dragons?
I don't know.
Katamari?
No.
It's
And
a
sexy
circle.
is subjective, you know?
Oh, okay.
Oh, just, you know.
What game where you're you're a
Skyrim?
circle?
Nope.
Huh? No. Oh,
No, Skyrim.
Kirby.
A really hard circle.
Trying to think of circle games. I'm old to the chat on this one too. This shouldn't just be a game for us. It should be a game for everybody.
Hey, what's the chat?
Spyro, says Kobun.
No.
Oh my God! Is it Ring Fit?
It sure is.
Oh
Darn
yes.
it.
Oh, Guybons has it. Guybons
Well, now
put
I
in
gotta
a
look
gift.
up this dragon.
Yes, Ring Fit. Yes, you use a really hard circle.
Mhm.
That's a really good description. That was really smart. I like that one a lot. That's
Oh,
funny.
man.
10 Division said it as well.
The
Sorry, I
last
just
one,
came into the chat now, so I didn't see who was guessing.
The last one is a handsome old guy has sex, kills monsters, and plays cards while searching for his adopted daughter.
Is that Red Dead?
It's not.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Can I get that one more time?
A handsome old guy has sex, kills monsters, and plays cards while searching for his adopted daughter.
Handsome old guy. Snake? Metal Gear?
Has sex. Plays cards.
Oh, Steve Irwin's got it, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Witcher.
Oh man.
Duh. Oh, what? Yeah, we
I
should've
was
known.
thinking
Witcher 3
traditional
Wild Hunt?
cards.
Yeah.
Darn it, that was brilliant.
Yep. Emo says, anyways, I love the show. It makes my week every week.
Thank
well,
you,
made our
Emo.
week.
Yeah, that
Brilliant.
was great. You did some
Dang.
really good ones. If you
That
can
was a
come up
good
with
one.
more, send them our way. That was awesome. By the way, anybody send them
Those
our
are
way. but
fun.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. I like that idea. That's really cool.
some more.
Well done. And he stumped us on 2 of them, but we played this with chat, so they saved our bacon. Thank you, chat. What's burning?
Probably outside.
Oh, okay.
Someone be grilling.
Well, you got anything for us or not this week?
Oh, you're gonna like what I got. I guarantee it. Do's Views. It's never news. Rumor of the week, starring Do Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, unprecedented rumors of the week always come across my desk, and today's no exception. Something came across just recently while
Just so you know, Red Souza says in all capital letters, best part of the show.
oh, isn't that sweet of you to say?
In all capital letters, best part of the show.
Oh, isn't that sweet of you to say? But yeah, you're gonna like this one, Red Souza. So turns out this one actually, usually they're rumors. This time, my source is saying that it's true.
Really?
Absolutely 100% true. So remember when we were talking about the guy that rappelled down in that store to steal those Pokemon cards? Turns out they caught him. It was Tom Cruise's stuntman, because Tom Cruise doesn't need a stuntman anymore.
Oh, he turned your life
and he had no. Yeah, so he's like, well, the only skills I have are rappelling down in a dangerous
Rappelling off of
situation.
things.
He's not making any money as a stuntman, so he's got to.
Yeah,
Times are hard. I get it.
and yeah, I mean, it's a real thing. They have stuntmen for a reason, stuntmen and women for a reason. Tom Cruise,
It's true.
a lot of actors have come out talking about that. But they're the ones who make you look good. But actually, I'm not really dissing Tom Cruise, because boy, that guy has some balls.
Well, and he's also put a man out of work too. So.
Well, and the him having balls is a rumor.
Oh, okay. Are there any
Like that
other
Xenu?
Mom Brain? Are there any other rumors this week?
That's his name, right? The Scientologist king.
Oh, what? Another rumor?
Oh my god.
Oh my God!
Oh,
A
this
Mom
is
Brain
amazing.
rumor.
This is
This
amazing.
is a Mom Brain rumor.
How long in the making?
About 41 years.
41 years. Oh my God!
Josh, Romy, would you take this for me so I can assist Josh?
Is this hot? Oh no, that's right. It's cold.
So I can assist Josh. We had a birthday in the house.
Oh, look at
this. And Josh, hit it.
This is really sweet.
To Michael's. Yeah, we were happy
Blow out
birthday.
the candles on your cake and make a wish.
Oh,
it's trick
bad
candle.
idea, Mom.
It's not a trick candle, I promise.
Hey!
Sorry about the mess, everyone.
It's okay. It's okay.
Happy birthday, dude.
Thank you. What a pleasant surprise this was. That
Well,
was very sweet. I
we
had
were
no
gonna
idea
do
what
it-
was going on.
We were gonna do it last week,
Slice
and there
her
were
up.
things and blah blah blah. It's a TikTok recipe I found that I think we're all really gonna enjoy.
I'm
We're gonna try it for the first time.
Yeah, it looks great.
But that's that. Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday.
Thanks so much.
Happy podcast day, everybody else. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and stick around for the after show. I guess you might see us eating something, but that's about it. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Man, thanks, guys. That's really nice of you.
Of course. It's got graham cracker and marshmallow and fluff and chocolate and other stuff I can't remember, but it looked unbelievable.
I mean, even just sitting here cold, I could smell it, and it smelled good. But boy, did I really botch that candle.
No, that's
I think it would have happened. No matter
Yeah.
what we did.
Danielle made some other, unfortunately, guys, they're gone now, but she made some other TikTok recipe that was like a chocolate chip cookie with marshmallow and a graham cracker baked into it, and it was so good. They were 400 calories a piece. I could only eat one a day. Oh yes, sorry, Danielle. Danielle is also Mom Brain. We're after show, so Danielle's allowed. Dan who? It's another woman, that's right. The other woman. Steve Irwin says, can't believe we were so close to 10 songs. I'm going to be thinking about this all week. Well, think about it and send some songs our way.
We'll get 10 next week.
It'll happen next week. I'm sure you'll be there.
And everyone in the chat listening right now should come up with one of those video game description things.
Hi, Darmani. Those
Those
is a
are
lot
fun,
of fun.
and I think if everyone sent in one, We could do like 10.
That could be like a game that like you could make, like you could publish that, like Cards Against Humanity.
What was
Graham
that?
crackers, marshmallow, chocolate, so it's a moon pie cake, kind of.
Wow.
Not wrong. What
It's
were you
a-
gonna say, Kirby?
Or a mooncake. What was? Do you remember that thing we did where we would look at like promotional art for a game, and then we would try to guess what it was about?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We could bring that back. That's true. That was fun. I'm trying to remember how we did it. I know what we did, but did we do more than one?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna do that for next week. I will go through the North American European list and find like one piece of promotional art that's so out there from what the game actually is, and I'll have you guys guess. 8-bit Lego. I don't think I've heard a Mom Brain name slip before. What did I slip during the actual show or just in the after show? It doesn't matter either way, but yes, her name is Danielle.
It's
People
true.
knew her name was Danielle. I've seen people call her Danielle, so they knew. But and
There's no
Kirby's
secrets on the
real
internet.
name is Frank. Remember that, Frank. Just the after show. Okay.
His
Continuity
name is
continues.
Ronathan.
Oh yeah. I meant to say that. I sent out that snippet of us doing the podcast last week where we talked about our love for the Devolver
on
Digital
YouTube.
show, and Devolver Digital liked the segment.
Oh,
nice.
cool. On Twitter or
They watched it on Twitter, so yes,
cool.
they liked it there. That was awesome to see.
Nice.
I wonder what Nikki Hill's real name is. Nicholas Mountain. You know it. Lube real name is Lubricant. I mean, Lube's real name does stem from Lube, so it's
His first name's
close.
Jiffy.
Trying to think what other names we have. Well, I guess that's all we got, guys. I thought you were going to see us eat this stuff. Not that would be exciting, but
I just want to throw out, since this is the time for anything, right?
Yeah.
I binged the 8 episodes that are available of Silo on Apple TV Plus. The show is great. But when I started the 8th episode, I turned to my mom and I said, all the suckers who've been watching this week by week, we're just catching up with them now, and we've only been watching for 2 days. So we're ahead of the game. We got to the end of this episode. It's the biggest cliffhanger in the series, and I feel like lost until next Friday. But yeah, I highly recommend the show if you have Apple TV Plus.
Yeah, I
it's
saw
really
that
great.
trailer and I was interested. I'm not. The only thing I'm watching outside of wrestling is I'm keeping up with anime because those are quick 20-minute segments or episodes. But my time's going to Zelda, so I'm not watching anything.
Right. I know you're doing your own thing now, which is fine. You don't have
but I want to.
Limited time. But I know it's on your list already. But maybe bump it up for when you do want to start something new, because it was way better. Because I saw the trailer too, and I was like, I'll watch it, but I wasn't chomping at the bit. Boy, is it really, really engaging. I like it.
Yeah, as far as watching I think when Zelda's done, the thing I was going to go to first was Black Mirror, but I could swap it for Silo.
Now, is that like Twilight Zone? I don't have to see the others to watch this, right?
Yeah,
Because
they're all
I've never
standalone
seen
episodes,
one
yeah.
episode.
They're all standalone. Here we
look at
go.
this.
Here
That'd
we
be
go.
Lovely.
Can I have some too? Can I come too? Oh. Well, I want to give the chat a taste test first. I need at least something from you guys. Sorry to force you to eat this delicious, hopefully delicious food, but
Man, it looks good.
Oh wow, I like it.
The oh wow says it all. I never watched Black Mirror. I've not heard good things about the newest season. I've watched all of Black Mirror, and I've heard mixed things about this season. So we'll find out.
But
my God, yes.
Doesn't every season get kind of panned, like mixed review panned?
No, I
because
say
there's
the original
minorities in it.
4 or 5 were all highly praised, and then we got to the one that had the Miley Cyrus episode, and people didn't like that. And wasn't Miley Cyrus? Whatever. I'd say no. Only more recent episodes were the ones that got panned. Guy Bones. Yes, we had the Grimace Shake. Mom Brain and I had the Grimace Shake. and we loved it. It should be a regular milkshake that they offer because it was fantastic. You know, it tasted like a McDonald's milkshake, which I like, but it was berry flavored or Grimace flavored, depending on how you look at it. So, yeah, it was great. All right. That sounds like a Mom Brain night. Highly and Tom. He says, I gorged on nacho fries this week. It was godly. Mom Brain's a big nacho fan. All right. Thank you.
Oh, baby.
We're going to get out of here.
So you made this. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Beautiful.
Thanks
Yeah,
for watching.
this is so
Thanks for
good.
listening. Hang out with friends and family. Play some games. Rest, relax. You deserve it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
And we are